Oh, yeah. We are going to do this again. Today is Friday festivities. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Join us in the globe cult. The globe cult awaits you. We want you in the globe cult. You're not in a cult? Join the cult. Boom. yeah. It's unbelievable.
Are we resorting to comedy hour now? Obviously, gravity. La La Land is reserved for special people that double speak, that say open is closed, closed is open. La La Land, we are in La La Land. Gravity. Obviously. La La Land, La La Land, La La Land, we are in La La Land. Gravity, gravity, gravity. Obviously.
Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
Today is Friday, August 19 of 2022, and I am in Florida, USA. Where are you at? Well, wherever you are in the YouTube universe. That's how we come together in the boom. Today we will have an open panel, open discussion, a little bit of banter back and forward, shit shows, and everything in between. Let's have some fun today in the Discord server Daily Boom. If you are not a part of the Daily Boom Discord server, you can find a link in the description box. And I will also post a link in the YouTube chat box very shortly. I want to remind you that the like button is a must. You must hit the thumbs up. Also, share the show. Sharing the show is the most important thing that you can do because our audience will grow and we will have a new voices in the show. Hopefully, if any of those new people that see the link for the first time, I click on it and say, "Hey, what is going on here?" I want to go take a little look, and they might enjoy the boom. We might hear somebody new, and that's actually really cool. Also, the like button, the share button, the comment in the comment section, pop in the chat box, say hello, and give me money. Very important. If you don't give me money, well, I guess you are not in the Globe cult. If you want to be in the Globe cult, give me money. If you are in the Globe cult, give me money. And if you don't like to be or have never been or will never be in the Globe cult, give me money. I think that's better, right? There's a PayPal link in the YouTube chat box, also in the description box. And there's a super chat feature that you can use and hook me up there to help the show, to hook me up for bill payments like electricity and internet. That's what pretty much what I use the money for, uh, unless an emergency, arise. Very appreciated for all the support in the channel so far. Is a big deal to me. I really, really appreciate it. It was a fun, entertaining festivity yesterday. We had all kinds of a bunch of opposition to the official narrative, and I like that. Am I a proponent of the official narrative? No. Does people uh not defending but agreeing with the official narrative come over this show? Yeah, the majority. Those people against the official narrative come to the show. Hopefully, we'll get more. Yesterday, we had a good variety, and today we might have more. So, I'm going to unlock the YouTube live voice chat in the Discord. Join us and let's do it. Let's do a squeaky earth before we start getting guesses over here. Right? Shout out to the family, frog family, all in the house. I just set them all up. They've been watching the show. They watching the show, right? Right now. We are all in. Even baby frog right here. Where's the baby? Baby frog. Do you speak? Mamet, Mamet. Yes, he speaks. Lazy eye frog. His eye is getting better. His eye is getting better now. All right, let's do the squeak and see if we can hear it. Hell yeah! Okay, let's see. Are you still watching the show? Ah, they're pretty good. They're doing all right. Yep. Shout out to all the frogs. Anybody that like to join Discord server, Daily Boom is the way. Do you know the way? Yes. In the Daily Boom is the way. I'm gonna edit the link and reshare a new one. If anybody has, any of you has pictures to share or links, make sure to drop them in the Daily Boom Discord server or in the YouTube chat box. But I think in the Discord server will be better for images and also video links and stuff. So come on now. We have a few people in the house. Shaik, Doofus, Farmer's Boy. Shaik, what's up?
What's up, Jose? Listen, Nathan Oakley is getting himself a new computer because his old computer couldn't cope with his channel. But since your channel is smaller than his, maybe you ask him for the old one because he says he wants to give it to someone who's streaming
really?
and stuff. Yep.
Nice. Hell yeah. I'm send him a message. I don't know where. I'll find him around. I'll send him a message.
You can message him on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Oh wait,
let me
he's
let me
saying
hear
the
somebody
more-
else. Doofus. Let me hear you. See levels.
Oh, I'm always loud. But if he's saying the computer, the processing power depends, or the requirement for processing power depends on how many people stream a video from YouTube.
I don't know exactly. Maybe
That's weird.
maybe for
Yeah.
Discord or
That's bullshit.
maybe I don't know.
The
Anyway,
computer's not fast enough for more people to watch something that's on a server that's not on my own.
water under the bridge.
Yeah,
Because
that
he
doesn't make
got
sense. That doesn't make sense.
he got 1,000 or will get 1,000 British pounds, buy a new one, and he wants to give the old one. He's generous like that.
I'll send him a DM. I actually need it. Let's see. Let's see if he wanna just answer me or say me yes or no, or maybe at least, Farmers, mic check.
No, I'm not Mike. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Cool.
All right, the levels are good now, I think. Let me know, people in YouTube chat box, how is the audio compare? Farmers, Doofus, Shaik, and myself. If anybody's a lot louder than other, let me know and we'll check it up.
Vote 2.
I've already turned you down, Doofus, because you're always loud.
You're welcome. You are so welcome.
Is it you being picky and telling me little details to tweak the view, right, Doofus, every once in a while?
Yeah, I'm not able to look at it today to give you any tips right now, though.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
it looks clean. I'm happy with it. Happy the way it looks. Let me
Yep.
share. Yeah, let me. But can you see the screen share if I share here?
Yeah, I should be able to.
Okay, so
Hopefully the Discord client doesn't wig out on me, because mobile Discord was completely revamped and everything is it sucks.
Okay. All right. Which one do I share? This one. All right. See if you can take a little look in here and let me open it up. This is the way it looks on YouTube is like this. The little menu go away.
Trying to declutter some of the surrounding area.
Like the little things in the top.
Yeah.
Looks a little, it doesn't look that busy, man. It's not too bad. And then in the top right, we have the icons popping up.
I've seen worse.
You began lagging a bit.
Yes, I did. Let me close that up. Whatever I had open there, whatever this window is open, yeah, it messed it up. I must stop screen sharing so I don't mess it up. Worst. Come on. Okay. And I'm gonna close.
Tough for legibility, but I think everybody by now recognizes what those are supposed to be, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It's all right, man. It's all right. All right. All good. All good. Shout out to everybody on YouTube land. We got Dan the Waterman, Kenneth Schultz, Devil's Advocate, Justin Franks, Real Cygnus, Jim's Mine in the house, Biggest Douglas, Mike Jones, say what's up, losers? Fred Bailey, Farmer's Boy, Peter G. Kuso was here or is here. Citizen 9. Heck yeah. Dan, what links are you sharing over there, man? What the hell?
I think he's still going on about neutron stars. He seems to have a bit of a bee in his bonnet over neutron stars at the moment.
Nugget.
This is a guy who thinks the Earth is flat and he's worried about neutron stars.
Are neutron stars spherical?
Yes. Given what they started out being, and given how they've ended up and how dense they are, yes, they're going to be spherical.
We're ready to screen share over here. Whatever links come our way. It is Friday. Everybody's welcome to join us over here in the boom. All right. I'm going to screen share from the laptop, so it should be fine. Should be fine. Let me close my camera.
And keep in mind that I'm coming in here from another place where I was previously hot on topic, so I might be a little bit easy to agitate.
Yeah. It's still going on too. It's still going on.
What's going on?
Well, I mean, when somebody says the Earth being flat is not a shape claim, it's so fucking annoying.
Doesn't sit well with you, huh?
They have to say it that way because they have to take an opposing position, even if it's absurd.
Right.
Dude said the shape of this paper is 11 by 9. I'm at a loss.
Okay. Let's say we accept this claim that it's not a shape claim. What kind of claim is it?
To Earth is flat.
They'll say, I've heard frequently, flat is not a shape; it's an aspect, which doesn't tell you anything.
I can live with that aspect. Okay.
Yeah.
Can measure it if it's flat or not. This aspect.
Yep, a measurable aspect.
What's funny is that guy was talking about his he's got a high standard of evidence, which is walking outside and saying that it looks flat, therefore flat.
Now, depends on what elevation you are. It may be a very high standard.
Oh. Yeah, no, I took a photo
wait.
from 34,000 feet and saw that the horizon was curved. That's a very high standard of evidence, too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But his, oh, yeah, he additionally, because this is a different person than I was initially talking about, but he also initially said that he looks at it from out his back door, that he will go through no further effort or
Exactly.
investigation, and it just looks flat from his door, so therefore it's flat.
And he can't feel spin.
So,
Yep.
Like, how many times have you heard that before?
Oh,
You can
oh,
get
I know
one.
who you're on about. You're on about the lead singer in Creedence Clearwater Revival,
so we can agree that
looking out his back door.
we can agree that his backyard is flat.
I'm sorry, that was a bit muffled. I didn't get that.
I said we can agree that his backyard is flat.
Oh, yeah.
Want to read a comment from Sean G. Shout out to Sean G. He popped in today to say, "What's up, party people?" Sean G says, he heard yesterday. Then he heard the show yesterday, and LOL. Did he tell you how I've been exposing and embarrassing him for the past 2 weeks? Dan, I heard that Sean G has been exposing and embarrassing you for the past 2 weeks. That's for Dan the Waterman from Sean G. What's up, party people? Shout out to Sean.
Pardon.
Was
times.
Dan the Waterman was the guy on that video? Which one was it? The one that's got a few million views, where is
Yeah,
the
and
scientist
Jubilee.
versus flat earthers?
Yeah,
Yeah, Jubilee. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they went over there. They made a photo of themselves. The channel is very popular. A lot of people saw it. Period. You know, that's it. Hello.
10 points if anybody
Bien.
can spot what geographical feature we're looking at.
1 second. Segundo.
That is Saudi Arabia.
Nope.
It's water.
No?
Horn.
I'll give you a clue.
Horn of Africa?
You're used to
Gibraltar.
looking at it the other way round. If you look on a map or on a globe, you're used to looking at this 180 degrees the other way.
I'll tell you right now.
I said Gibraltar.
Oh. Okay.
Too quick. Yes, it is. That's the Straits of Gibraltar. That's Spain at the bottom and Morocco above it. The Atlantic to the right and the Mediterranean to the left. You're used to looking at it the other way up. Or the other
I
way
had the
around.
scale all wrong.
That was taken from the ISS yesterday. And an altitude of 259 miles.
Sorry
Just
for hot
pop
micing for a second there.
Just
The
like
ISS appears to be
it's on
the ISS appears to be flexing in that photo.
flexing its arm. Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna change my camera really quick so you can see. I got a little something here.
Ooh.
So this big pickup truck stopped by, and do I have a lag in the video? It's weird. So and she said like, "Hey, we were just in the little community house right here in the mobile home park in the community house thing. I don't know how you call it. They do sometimes meetings and they do for people to come in. And I didn't know that there was a thing today." She said like, "Yeah, we left early, but I saw you over here, so we brought you a couple things, cleaning supplies we were giving away today. I got fabric softener for dryer. This is a carpet odor eliminator. Good. We have dishwashing liquid. Hell yeah! I use that. I don't have that technology dry to clean dishes. I just clean them by hand. Pine Glow cleaner, all-purpose cleaner, deodorizer. This is good. 2 more. We got fabric softener for laundry and laundry detergent. Hell to the yeah, man. This is good stuff, man. This is stuff that I don't get in the food bank. In the food bank, I get food. So here I got the chemicals now. Well, I'm completed. It's good, man. People is whenever you least expect it, they bring me some goodies, and these goodies make me happy. This type of goodies like this.
Oh, Dan, you're still posting that? Kicked ass here yesterday. Oh God, come on, man.
I know.
Come on. We know the difference between artist renditions and actual photos.
When they're photos, NASA call them photos. When they're not, they'll call them images, illustrations, pictures, paintings, what have you.
Yeah, and if it's an actual photo, they'll say that it's an actual photo.
Yes.
Okay, well, which one are we looking at? What are we looking at?
Well, Dan's posted a link to his video,
No,
which is basically what he was going on about yesterday, about how NASA's lying and presenting illustrations as photographs.
And somehow NASA proves Earth is flat and stationary.
Yeah.
Right, Dan. Right.
No, yeah, Dan,
I
you're
threw
right.
that. I threw that in just to piss you guys off.
You do need help, Dan.
I threw that part in just to piss you guys off because
that's
in this case,
the sort of twat you are.
Funny.
Yeah.
It's funny though because it isn't flat and stationary.
No.
Right. But in this case, what we know is that we're getting exaggerated headlines. That's what we know.
No,
you change that to you.
Nobody else.
I'm in a conversation. You're in an argument. I'm in a conversation.
Nobody else thinks that.
Who do you think you fucking are?
If NASA shows us a short like there was a video that came out recently of the I think Artemis 1, how it's what it's supposed to like, what the mission is supposed to, how it's supposed to go.
Yep.
I don't think anybody believed that was an actual video of what's supposed to happen. I'm pretty sure everyone knew that it was just an artist rendition.
I'm sure you're sure.
Dan,
yeah.
Don't play Bev right now, right?
No, don't.
Don't play like we didn't tell you anything yesterday and you didn't hear it.
Oh,
right? We told you. Whatever sources you choose to believe, it's on you, not us.
So it's the old flat Earth reset. We tell you the information, give the information, and you just revert back to what you did the previous day, and then continue.
No, exactly.
Like flat Earth Groundhog Day.
Listen, if you give a fuck to listen to me, I'll talk to you. If you continue to talk over me, I'm fucking done quick. Do you understand that?
Please.
I spoke to you all. I received information from you. I then put that up online, and I showed the difference between what they're saying they see and what they actually saw. In other words, if they say a headline, Hubble sees this, and then don't show what Hubble saw, I just pointed that out. You got
that? Again, you with the day?
All right, guys, let me try something here. Let's see how Shunji microphone sounds. Chun, what's up?
What's up, Jose? How you guys doing?
All is good. All is good. You're mobile.
What's up, party person?
What up?
You sound like you're mobile, but go ahead, take the floor. Let's try not to interrupt. Let's Shun and then have the floor for a few minutes.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me know if I start choppy or get choppy or anything.
Yeah, I'm not playing this.
You don't have to play anything, but just in the 5 minutes that I've heard what you're talking about from yesterday, and I got to watch a little bit of it. How much understanding do you have of the topic you guys are talking about? Because it's easy to get, headlines and links to stuff, but if you don't fully read through it and understand what they're talking about, how are you making an opinion of it, of fake or not fake, possible, not possible?
Dan, you talked so much yesterday, calling out Shunji. Shunji is here. They're just asking you a simple question, and you just not gonna answer it or address it or say something.
I went to go make coffee because I certainly don't listen to Sean. So let me make a small statement about
no. Wait, hold on. Hold on, Sean. You want to repeat your statement because now Dan can hear you, and then after you hear Sean and addressing, then you can make your statement. Then go ahead, Sean.
Wait. You already said what Sean had to say, didn't you? I didn't get to rebut that one bit. So you read before Sean came on. You took Sean's side, and you already did that. So Sean, go ahead.
I haven't taken anybody's side. I just read a comment.
Let me make a statement about yesterday. How's that?
Sean, are you happy with that? Because you were making the statement first. I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to finish it now that we know he's here.
Perfect. Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
I got.
So
Yeah, I got.
Sean,
I got the
hold on, Dan. Dan,
like
Sean,
to say
it's
thank
Sean.
you.
Dan,
Thank you.
I'm sorry, man. I have to mute you. It's too early, but we're gonna have to hear. I'm gonna unmute you. Please not talk. Let's hear Sean G, and then you're gonna have the chance to rebut that.
Yeah, this isn't the other place. We're gonna be respectful, Dan. I did get clips of yesterday and watch a little bit of it, and what you guys were talking about. And my question was with the links and the sources that you provide, what is your understanding of the actual topic to have the opinion whether something's real or not, or possible or not?
Well, of course, every one of you missed the actual point. The point was when you got to Hubble's site, they didn't give the credit. And when you got to their employment opportunities, they didn't mention artists. So it was just a little slippery what they're doing. Of course, we know about artists. Of course, we know about color assignments on other stuff. Of course, we know about touch-up, and we know about contrast, and we know what artists do. But in this case, it's a complete fabrication. It's not a modification. It's not an enhancement.
How much?
Hold on, guys. Chike, you got it.
No, I just want you to know.
Everybody, shut up. Sean,
I watched one of your guys, his doctor something, Rob Parks. Rob Parks is his name here. And Rob Parks made a great point. And everyone, please, he made a great point yesterday. The fuzzy version that you guys showed me of Betelgeuse is the best resolution they get. And they're very proud of it. The reason why they hired an artist to show us any depiction is because what they're proud of is the best resolution they get from that telescope. The pictures that you supplied to me, your panel, are the best they can get. And they are so proud of that they hired this artist to produce this other stuff to give us, just as you say, an illustration of what we're supposedly seeing because the images were so fucking bad.
Okay, Dan, we heard that. Hold on. I'm sorry, I already tried, but it's Sean G. This Sean G. I'm gonna, Sean G, take a minute or two. No interruption, Dan. You had the time to speak your piece. Shout out to Sean Smith. Super chat for the squeaky earth. Shout out to Sean Smith. Sean G, about what Dan said. Go ahead.
Yes. One on the Hubble site. I'm on it now. I'm going to try to find it while I'm talking.
Dan left. Hopefully he's here. He's going to hear you.
Yeah,
but you speak your piece even though he left.
Yeah, absolutely. On the Hubble Space Telescope website, it actually does have an archive of all the artist renditions and what the different sectors they do. It's actually very, very mainstream that they doctor these things. When it comes to the Betelgeuse picture that was shown, they first will show you the raw data, the renditions in which they get. But when they're showing it to the public and presenting it to the public, they're going to give you. They're not going to want you to try to figure out what a blurry picture is. So yes, they enhance images they get for the public, so the public has a better idea of what's being talked about. And I mean, there's plenty of evidence of that, and certainly plenty of archives that show that NASA, Hubble, and all these other agencies that give us these images do these things. It's not a secret.
Yeah, appreciate it. Earth is life.
No, I wanted to ask Dan a question, but if he's gone, I can't ask that question.
That sucks. Farmers, what you got?
Not a lot.
The question was, I mean, we're talking about Betelgeuse here, like that. Trying to see something like that is pretty small compared to other things that are a lot larger in outer space, like galaxies or nebula or stuff like that. So, I mean, trying to see a star that's, I don't know, how far away is Betelgeuse? A few hundred light years or something?
Yeah.
It's a first stretch.
Yeah. I would say something a lot larger, like a galaxy, would be a lot easier to see.
700 light years or something like that, I think. 700? A little more, maybe. Yeah.
And we're talking about a star, not a galaxy, which is billions of stars.
Doofus, the angle that Dan is taking. Your thoughts?
I mean, that doesn't seem like a very defensible position. Like, these are the illustrations, and yes, they do point out in the credits for these images that they are illustrations. It's public relations is not proof or disproof of anything in particular. It's just public relations.
Right.
Chike, what you got, man?
Not much. You need to remember Betelgeuse is not just a star. It's a very big star. So let's see what it says here is 1,000 times. What is it?
Very far away.
1,000 times solar radii. So it's not like our sun. It's a bit big. Yes?
Yeah.
It's also very, very far.
That was more for Earth is Life.
That was
So again-
awful.
Right.
Actually, I do hope it went supernova a long time ago, and maybe I'll live to see it.
You see the thumbs up if you're watching
Yep.
your icons? Nice. They only show if you are in that menu, in that side room, like where you see the big icons. If you're in the text room, you won't see that. But if you are there, then you should be able to see icons flying around. Yeah.
So I see a lot of flat earthers are continuing the tradition of not wanting to go out and do, I don't know, do any observations or anything. It's continuing. Like no one wants to do anything. You say, hey, oh, you get a flat earther and you say, well, I've never seen curvature. No one's ever viewed curvature. And I'm like, okay, well, have you tried? Well, why would I try? I know the Earth is flat. Why would I go out and do that? Why would I go out and prove your claim? Well, I mean, go out and see it for yourself. All the things in space are fake. Blah blah blah. Go out and buy a telescope and see if you can view any of these things. Nobody wants to do it.
You don't even have to buy a telescope. Typically,
Yeah.
an astronomy club, the thing that they love is for people to be able to see what they see. It's not a secret society, and it's not like there's a
Right.
barrier to entry where they have, you have to shell out huge amounts of money to see this stuff. They'll let you, because most of them are really nice people, and they like to share what they see. They'll let
Yeah.
you go see the moons orbiting Jupiter if you want to see that. That's pretty easy to do.
It's like Red's offering, all of these skeptics who say all these rocket launches are fake. Fine, come with us. Come and meet us over at the Cape, and I'll let you use my gear to film and track a rocket launch. And
Exactly.
not one of them's actually taking them up on that offer.
This is not like the pictures of Earth from space, that if you are not an astronaut, if you're not in space, if you're not up there, you're not going to see it. This is stuff that everybody can see from Earth and from space. I mean,
Yeah.
things that are shown to us from big ass space telescopes, but we can also see those from Earth with the high quality. Well, you got millions and billions of dollars telescope. Yes, you will get it the same quality probably, right? But you can see it on yourself with a $50 Walmart telescope too.
But don't go out with your trusty P900 and try to take photographs of planets and stars and then complain that they're not as good as some of the images that we see that have been taken with, inexpensive bits of kit that they've got extremely high resolution. Yeah, you're not going to do that with a camera that's basically using the same sensor as your bloody phone. What do you expect?
I believe the P900 can take good picture of Jupiter and the moons. You won't see
It can.
the bands on Jupiter. Maybe you won't see, but the the moon's orbiting, you'll see. Very good.
It will take a very good photograph if you bloody focus it properly.
Yeah.
I was just watching a channel. I think it's called Astro Biscuit, and he was going through like the cheapest telescopes you can buy for under $100 that are decent enough to be able to see the rings of not the ring, but the lines or the bands on Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them you can actually see. I think it was like a Celestron. I can't remember which one it was. I had to watch the video again. But for like under $100, you can buy a telescope that you'd be able to see it.
Yeah, I bet you that 99% of flat earthers, if not 100, that on P900 don't know they can focus manually and set exposure manually.
You got a comment by Dan, the
Exactly.
waterman. He say that the story is about the photo that we are embarrassed to show.
Oh yeah,
the one that we showed yesterday. The one that we showed yesterday, but he forgot because the flare reset is real.
All right, let's show it again. Look, I put it up on the screen.
Yeah, somebody reshared some of those images. If anybody can, I appreciate that.
He didn't say you didn't show it. He said you were embarrassed.
Yeah, I was embarrassed. Oh,
really?
I looked it up myself. Though I showed it. I showed it very, very happily. I showed it very
I don't
proudly.
remember you being embarrassed about it. No.
Yeah,
that's bollocks.
Guess what, Dan? If you get a decent enough telescope, you could actually see yourself.
Nah. That wasn't taken with the telescope. It was taken with it's an array of antenna, big array of antenna.
Oh.
And in the radio wavelength.
What I am actually embarrassed to show is what's on the Flat Earthers' minds. Flat Earthers' minds is monkey balls. So this is what's on Flat Earthers' minds. I mean, I'm a little bit embarrassed to show it, but I'm still gonna show it. This is you guys.
Steady. He'd be angry if you called him a monkey to his face.
Monkey balls, spinning monkey balls. This is what's on your mind, Flat Earthers. I'm not embarrassed to show the Betelgeuse image. I'm just waiting for a good link to show it. But I'm still gonna show what's on your mind, guys. Sorry, guys.
I wonder if he's called Clyde. Do you think he's called Clyde? Or is he the librarian? One or the other. Probably Clyde.
Oh man.
Yeah. Right turn, Clyde.
I like that. I appreciate that.
Oh dear.
Spinning monkey ball religion. We all believe that we are in a spinning monkey ball religion. Who believes that? Do you believe
there's only one group of people who say that, and it ain't us. Spinning monkey ball testicle religion thingamajigamy. They do come out with some deluded crap, don't they? Then they go, we live on a model. No, you're absolutely right. We don't live on a model. We don't claim that. We just claim that we can model it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean to say we think we live on I'd love to live on a model. If somebody could give me a name.
Yeah, spinning water testicle.
Yes. And they just get more outlandish and more, what? What does that actually mean? You know,
they actually imagine those things that they say we believe. They have to imagine and put that in their brains, illustrated somehow. So that's actually what's in Flat Earthers' brains, because none of us of the normal people believe none of that, but they think that way. So that's them in their mind, man. Like there's no other way.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, they ain't. I've got active imaginations. I'll give them that.
They do, yeah, man.
Well, I guess they have to, don't they?
Oh, Dan! Come on, Dan. Try harder.
Has he got sand in his gusset again? Oh dear.
We got a big telescope in here. The Atacama Large Millimeter Array. What is this?
Oh yes, Chile.
This is what they use to take the picture. They have antenna. They can move the antenna around. If depends what they try to get deep field or they want high magnification, they spread the antenna in different places, a different distance from each other, and they do observation. I forgot that it's called. It's kind of they take all the data and how do they call it? Let me look up.
Mr. Fancy Pants doing his research.
Some kind of interferometry that they do to produce the picture.
All right,
Mhm.
so that's cool.
So if it was all a lie, why go to this length to build these things if it's all just fake?
Who knows, man?
Are we
I don't
embarrassed?
get a good answer. Sorry, go ahead.
Are we embarrassed to show this thing, the thing that I just posted right now?
The one that I'm gonna post. Let me see. Okay. This image. There you go. Right.
Yeah, I
Data
posted it as
from
an
NASA.
attachment in Discord too.
Oops. Let's zoom
Data
into
from
it.
NASA's Hubble Space Telescope shows that the bright red supergiant star Betelgeuse blew its top in 2019, losing a substantial part of its visible surface and producing a gigantic surface mass ejection.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
see,
I
so you
posted the image
see,
separately in Discord chat if you want to find it there. Hello,
you guys
Let's
Jose.
see.
see
I got it
one,
now. Yeah,
someone
I
in
got it
chat
now.
says that this isn't actually the image from Hubble. They're saying someone in chat is saying that this is a different image. So I don't know that one way or another. I was supplied this by you guys. Stefan is saying the image of Betelgeuse yesterday was from the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array Telescope known as ALMA. The real point that everyone's making, yeah, I put a fake headline because I'm battling fake headlines.
But let's not recap that. Let's talk about this. What's on screen? What we got right now. To take a new take to see if we can take a fresh look. Now, this image, the one that I'm sharing right now on screen, is let me read and I quote.
But you don't care what I
That-
say. I should go, right?
No. We spoke up. We're gonna continue talking about this.
Well, I
but
mean, if I'm allowed to speak or not.
yes,
that's
you
all.
are allowed to speak, but I'm presenting this and I'm still not done.
So
Let me do this. Let me
wanna
present this
I
first.
want to correct your live panel.
No,
I did not suggest.
Dan, please
Dan.
don't do this.
No,
Don't.
you're twisting my words. I said
Dan, listen to me.
We moved
You are
it.
not listening to my words.
I
I
said
am
they
Dan,
were
we
there.
moved
Dan. You are not
I said
listening to my
NASA.
words. And
I said
fuck.
NASA.
Dan,
Yeah.
I'm presented this. This is a new link. Doofus Manfred brought this image, and this image is, and I quote, this is what the image on screen, this one right now. Data from NASA's Hubble Space Telescope shows that bright red supergiant star Betelgeuse blew its top in 2019, losing a substantial part of his visible surface and producing a gigantic surface mass erection. Oh no, ejection. That is this image right here. Now we can move on. Now, Dan, you can have your point. See how easy that was and sweet and
Yeah,
short?
it's just that your accusations that I was embarrassed, that you were embarrassed, and that the panel was embarrassed. You know, I was speaking in terms of
Who was embarrassed?
why they hired a PR campaign. You know that's why I said they were embarrassed. I wasn't referring to your panel. You know that. We talked about why they hired an artist and why they hired a campaign because they were embarrassed of their images. The point is they don't
they
get the
weren't.
clarity.
Well done.
They don't get the clarity out of these images that they're selling us. They're
First, I
not
don't.
seeing things very well.
Do you
They're
know
not
that they hired an artist?
Well, hold on.
unbelievable.
The one that they posted on the article that he looked at was indeed credited to an artist.
Except when you got to the Hubble site, they stopped crediting her. They stopped.
No, it was
showing-
posted here in the chat.
Hubble
Which
has a whole
Hubble site?
division.
Okay,
Hubble has
I'll
a whole
prove it.
division that does this, Dan, and it's in their link. You
Sean,
just
no
have to
one
look
is
for
talking
it.
to you, Sean. No one is talking to you, Sean.
Well, we would like to hear what he's
He's
saying.
talking to us.
though.
Nobody's talking to Sean, but Sean is talking to us. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, Hubble has a whole division that does these things. Like I explained before, you may not listen, but they have a division that does these things, that enhances these photos so that they're not just showing the public raw
It's
data.
not an
And raw
enhancement.
data.
It's not
I'm
an
not-
enhancement. It's not an
I'm
enhancement.
not done.
not an enhancement.
It is an enhancement, which is why even on Hubble's website, anyone can go look right now at their gallery. A lot of their pictures, they show you the raw image and they show you the image that enhances it. You're lying, Dan, and you didn't look through that site very well
This is the
because
website.
all these things, all these things are on Hubble's telescope website.
Okay, let me make this one point, and then Dan, you can have the floor. Dan, I would like you to watch my screen share really quick. What I'm sharing right now. It is the link that you posted. Let me know this is the actual link. It's got the NASA logo in the top left, Hubble site, and Hubble sees the red star, right? All I'm interested in the images. I don't want to read the article, so let me look at
what link are you talking about? Which one?
I am a screen share, like on my name in the list of the participants. Click on my name and watch stream. Click on my name. It says live next to my name. Click on my name. It should be watch the stream or watch live or something like that. Okay, and this is the link that you shared, right?
Right. So the reason why I shared this is so you can see how they pulled her credit at the end. They pulled the artist credit at the end. Go to the end.
It's not in here, you say?
Yeah, that's my whole point. Is don't give her.
Perfect. Now listen to my point. Listen to my point, because you made this point a lot of time. But so it's about the credit. It's about the credit of the image, if this image is real or not. So what I want to do is look at the images. I don't give a fuck on what it says. I say I just want to look at the images, and I say, dude, we got new pictures, new photos. Let's see. Let's go to the release images. And this is the release images. Let me click on it. Let me click on the image. Okay, because I want to see the bigger quality. What is this? Okay, I want to download the big image. About this image, what is this image? Right, this illustration plots changes in the brightness of the red superstar giant. Okay, illustration and plot, and the credits are for illustration, NASA, ESA, Elizabeth Whitley. So this is your link. Then what's up with this? It's got all the credits needed. All the credits that you're asking for are right here in the link that you shared. I just want to see the big quality image. I click on the image and it took me to this page. And underneath the downloads, it say all the credits. Then you go ahead, man.
Just looking at page 1, I guess is where I got the credit. And it says here credits, release, NASA, ESA, STSCI. So it does not give full, on page 1, it does not give you, this is only one layer of.
For God's sake.
So there's a problem, Dan, when we look at an image and article, and there's an image they want to share, there's a video they want to share. I'm not going to click in there and look the small scale. I'm going to click to see the big scale, the big quality. And when we click on the image to watch on the actual better quality, then we got all the credits for the image. Dan, it's in your link. Go ahead.
So looking at the front, looking at the page on the front.
I don't look at the first page at the thumbnails. I want to click on and enlarge the image. I want to enlarge the image. I want to see the better quality of the image.
But the image doesn't match the headline.
It does, because I click over here. This is the headline. This is the image, right?
Here,
hey, Jose, what he's arguing is that he didn't click the link so that he couldn't go see all these archives.
Exactly. But you have to click the link. Yeah.
These archives should be, and that these archives should be in the headline.
That's why he got 144 and 240p images. like very tiny.
The article says.
I want big quality images, bro.
The article says Hubble sees it. Hubble sees it, but it doesn't show that image. It doesn't show what it's talking about. You guys are high if you don't hear.
Right here, look. All the illustrations are here. All the credits.
All the illustrations are here. But
all the credits there.
Can you read the headline for me, Jose? Hubble sees
No, Dan, you need to understand this. He made it clear that
he
understands. You're being disingenuous, Dan.
Where this information is where you would actually click on the image and then go to these credits.
Okay, I'm going to read the article.
You guys are
you didn't click the
Just
link.
read the headline. Just read the headline.
Read the headline. Hubble sees red supergiant star
Betelgeuse
Betelgeuse slowly recovering after blowing its top. Let me view the images now. And now when we click on the release images,
listen,
click over here, and then we have all the credits.
I don't know why I'm upset. The headline doesn't match the picture. The headline doesn't match the picture.
It does, dude. Look at the picture. Yeah.
It says Hubble saw it. It didn't say we hired an artist. It didn't
Where
say
does
yes,
we hired a fucking an artist.
Look,
Dan.
the illustration. Yeah, the credits, the
Dan,
illustration by
look at the fucking headline.
Elizabeth. Yeah,
Look at
okay,
the-
let me look at the headline or again. The
Hubble
news
There's
article.
Dan,
Yeah.
this
here.
is a situation. Dan, this is
Oh
ironic.
my God.
This is
Not a-
ironic, Dan, because this is a situation
Does anyone
of
want
somebody
to
taking credit for
someone
others'
acknowledge
work.
me?
Dan.
Can someone acknowledge me? Can someone
Yes,
say
I
not
can
our
acknowledge you,
fault
Dan. One
because-
I
second.
acknowledge you. You
It-
yell over
hold on.
everyone.
It's not our fault because you think that if we see an artist rendition, there's a small percentage of people that might think that's real, but most
Hold on,
people
that's
know
not
that
the-
it's not real.
it
That's not the key.
it says something, it shows something else. That's all.
Okay.
Best part
Hey, hold
is,
on.
is that when Hubble takes a
God's sake.
image and they release that raw data, they say they credit it to the Hubble telescope. Why would they lie about it and not be about what the headline's about? If in that, when you click that picture, it credits someone who fucking enhanced it, huh?
Okay, there's a
Not
key
And
point.
you're saying
it's
that
not an
NASA.
enhancement.
You're saying because
It's not
NASA.
an enhancement.
You're saying because NASA
This is not
puts a
an
headline out.
enhancement. This is not
It
an
is.
enhancement. Stop lying to me. It's
Okay,
not an
so
enhancement.
you're telling me that
Hold
you're
on a
telling me
second.
that lady Elizabeth didn't take that image, didn't take the
liar.
images that Hubble
Fucking
gave
hear
and
you,
put it on
fucking
so you
liar.
can see it in that
Not
graph.
an enhancement.
No,
It's
she.
a fucking manifestation from a fucking easel. Do
A
you get the difference?
manifestation.
You fucking loser.
Hold on. Hold on. Everybody just hold on
Yeah,
for a second. I'm
wow.
trying to get this in here.
Doofus, go ahead.
Okay. The illustration shows you data on it. There's actual recorded data in the image, shows you over time a varying of something. Where that data came from in the article is explicitly mentioned. The data comes from observations from various sources, including the Hubble telescope. If you drill down further into the actual data, you'll see that the data that they recorded is what's in the bottom of that image. In addition, the earlier image I shared is from Hubble.
Why are they embarrassed to match their results with the article? And why I understand
embarrassment.
and I understand going to get the artist. I understand the PR campaign, and I agree with all the reasons we would do so. I'm just trying to say the minor deception you guys want to argue about is, hey, they didn't give her credit on this page because they didn't want to mention it's an illustration on page 1 because they want people to think this is what Hubble's seeing. You can't deny that. No, I don't need to yell. Wait, I don't need to yell at everyone.
What
I
they
don't
want
need
you to
to yell
do
at
Can you
is
shut
they
up?
want you to see the headline, and they want you to click on it to be able, if you want more information on that picture or a link or any data, there's
No,
usually
sir.
a reference where
No,
you go
sir.
to be more
The
specific,
credit-
to get more specific,
the
to
fake
get more
credit-
specific. Stop. To get
No,
more
I'm not
specific
stopping,
to
Sean.
get
Dang, let him
more
finish.
specific information for the article you are reading. They do not.
Sean.
No, there's not a distributor of information anywhere that puts
Sean.
everything credited to on the
Sean.
first page.
The particular article here, it hired an artist and then didn't give her credit on page 1.
Third time.
It
You
doesn't
This
need
page one,
credit
this
on
is
page
the
don't
page.
credit.
shut up, you
It
deaf, you
didn't-
don't hear him.
It doesn't.
Dan, how
it
do you know they
Well, I
hired
was
an
talking,
artist?
right?
You,
I was
no,
in a
you
position
weren't.
to respond.
You
but
said
somebody
third time. You
decided I
repeated
shouldn't
what
be
you
able
said.
to respond.
I heard you.
Somebody
I heard you
decided I
already.
shouldn't be able to talk.
I heard you already, and I'm asking you, how do you know they hired an artist?
Because this is what we're talking about. You must.
No, listen to my question.
You must
How
be
do
in
you
the
know
comment.
they hired an artist?
They told me. I understand your line. They told me so.
Huh? They did?
Why are you saying they
what is
didn't
it?
tell us?
References?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're
What-
saying they didn't tell us, but you have this information because they told you.
Stop twisting shit, you stupid idiot.
And
Stop.
show me the
Sean,
reference
Sean,
when they told
Sean,
you they
Sean.
hired an artist.
Sean, break
It's someone who walks there
Sean, I
on
beg
daily
you.
basis.
Sean, I beg you to break character and actually talk to me. I beg you. That's all.
Yeah, again, I'm not the one yelling and shouting and cutting you off. I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
I asked Jose to talk to you about it. Jose and I can have a conversation. There's a difference between the on-air gaming that you're playing and real life. You want to talk
Oh,
to me?
I'm sorry. Hey, there's not a person in this community that would say I'm any different on a stream or off the stream. So you can cut that crap out.
The difference being is that you would talk to me in real life instead of pretending to attack me. In real life,
Johnny's the same. Johnny's the same in real life. I've seen him talk.
I can tell you right now. I've met flat earthers, I've met globers, and they will all say I act the same way online as I do in person. I'm not making anything up. If everything I say and act here, I will do in person. I guarantee you that, Dan.
Okay. All right, that's cool. So I just want you to know that you, Jose, and I are unique in this group.
No, we're not. No. Do not put me, you, and Jose in any kind of group at all. And I'm speaking for Jose, okay?
Thank you.
We were all defending flat Earth at one time.
You are still doing it.
Yeah, what the fuck, Dan? I'm telling you right, Dan, do not, Dan, your victim cry right now is pathetic. And do not group me and Jose with you, because we are nothing like you.
Nothing at all, man. Hell no.
Okay, then you guys have fun today, all right?
Thank you, Dan. Have a good one.
Dan, what did I miss?
Well, I like what Chaiki was saying. I like what Chaiki was saying because it was very to the point. Dan's saying they don't credit this person. And Chaiki goes, how do you know that they hired somebody? And he refuses to say, I clicked on the picture and I saw that they hired somebody, like any other person would when they're crediting something.
They just twist everything.
Wow. No, the argument is about the actual main page. Like, if anybody curious will click on the links to get more quality, imagery and information. If I see a headline and it says click here to continue for more, I'm not gonna just read the headline. It's like, nah, that's it. That's all I need. Even though in the click here for more is where we got some more details and information, that I'm interested in. No, I don't need to click. It's like this link that you shared in the first page. I'm almost done then. In the first page, almost done then. In the first page that you shared is give me information, and then it's talking about an image. So I'm gonna click in the image because it say view the gallery here. Click on the image for higher quality. I'm gonna click on the image, and in that actual next option, then is where we get all the information about the illustrations and the artists and all that kind of shit. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine.
You don't
realize. And what about all the other articles that hold on.
Hey, Dan.
What about
do they show the credits before or after a movie, Dan?
This started with me finding the credits. You guys have this very backwards. You like to twist it around. When I said they were embarrassed, you pretended I said you were embarrassed. Bob's the only one worth talking to right now.
What?
He's the only one hearing anything.
Yeah, but you don't understand what you're saying because it's not correct.
Well, you don't allow me to elaborate. You
oh, yeah, please do.
Hold on, Sean. Hold on, Dan. This live. Go ahead, man. Let's change this.
I'm sorry. I don't want to cut anybody out, but what about all the other articles that show the same thing, that show the actual picture? Why are we not talking about those articles?
Well, there weren't.
I think I posted a few.
Yeah, there weren't very many. It was interesting, and I really appreciate you showing them, because my point to me was made before I knew there were actual images. The actual image to me was missing, so that was my point. When I found it was
so
there.
Then you go.
Hey, hang on. It made a greater point for all of us to discuss. What resolution are they getting? Like I said, Rob Parks did a paper, a published paper, and he was talking about the amount of resolution we get out of stuff, and that's all I'm talking about. Not the crap you guys put in my mouth, but you put crap in my mouth because you think it's fun. I'm just saying their embarrassment of resolution forced them to have a PR campaign that you guys
Let me know when you're done, because I'm going to respond. Let me know when you're done.
But you're going to say something else. I wish someone. I wish someone responded to the fact that you twisted everything around.
It doesn't matter. We're going to hear from Ertis Live and then Shunji. Ertis Live.
So if I was looking for, if I saw an article like this, right, and I saw the artist rendition, I would like, you know what? I want to see the actual picture. I'm not gonna, and I don't see the actual picture on this article. I'm gonna search for other articles that have
Indeed.
the actual picture.
This
That's
article
what
you're
I'm gonna
looking
do.
at is the end of my research. It's the last link,
Oh,
not the first one.
right.
It's the last one, and it's the proof that they pulled her credit off the front. Come on.
But there's other articles out there, is there not? That
Not.
show the actual picture? Because I just looked up a few. I'm pretty sure there's more.
I would say, I would say the majority of headlines that you look at, none of them show credit to, who reported it, who took the picture, but they do have that stuff in the editor's area at the end. The information, the fact that the information is there. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done, Dan.
Backwards.
I'm not done.
With the artist.
He's not done. Dan, he's still talking. Dan, he was still talking. You interrupted.
I know, but you have the.
But you know, so why do you interrupt it if you know? Why?
Because
do you interrupt?
You're talking.
Dan, not interrupting. Go ahead, Sean. Finish your point.
Okay, so the simple practice that they do credit these people, and the fact that his complaint is that it's not on the headline. I'm not done, Dan. The fact that they put headlines up. And you can see this in any instance. I mean, they do this with almost anything, the media themselves, NASA, the whole gambit. They put out a headline and they put a picture on it. It's to entice you to actually click on that link. And once you click on that link, all the credits and information you can look for that headline is in there. The problem is happening is that someone who looks at a headline, a picture, and then expects all the information to be in that headline is far-fetched. It's ridiculous to even think that way. The fact that there actually is credit already there is proof enough that they do credit who they need to. Now, Jose, can you go back to the actual Hubble site? Because Dan said something that was ridiculous, and this is how I know he does this. He says he was surprised how limited of images there were.
Can I just get a large Cajun rice and lemonade, please?
Your hot mic and
hot mic and people, hot mic. I'm in the article. I'm in the article.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you go back to that front page and you click on the menu, there's a thing that says gallery on there. And gallery has thousands of pictures. So for Dan to say that there's limited pictures there, the headline didn't credit somebody, it's very clear that Dan didn't look into this. Dan skims headlines and then he presents it as NASA's embarrassed because they're not putting all the data and information in one page instead, and me having to actually look for this stuff and click on it. It's not okay. It's literally
for real, yeah.
It's literally the problem with what Dan says he claims is research. Because if you research these things, the things that I just asked you to do, we did in half a second. The credit, you found that in half a second. And Dan's complaining like he's done all this research over the years and hasn't found these things.
Yeah. I mean, in the main page, Hubble site, go to the images. Let's see what new images. Oh, look at that. The disruption of the red supergiant. Click on it. That's it. That's all I need to do. Look, all the information. From the main page to the actual, all the credits and the information in this picture are 10 seconds away. Since you're watching the main page,
Yeah, there's no website ever that puts all the data, the metadata, the credit, the references in the beginning. I mean, shit, I know you go to Wikipedia, Dan, and I know you realize that they don't credit anybody until the bottom of the page, and then you have to click on it to actually get what the reference is about.
Sean, we're talking about the credits on page 1, and there is a search box there. So why don't you bring up pictures of Betelgeuse right here, right now? Why don't you just do that? Go there and do what you said.
What did you just say that had anything to do with what I said? I made it clear why all the metadata and the data and the crediting isn't on the first page. I made that very clear. Why
the credits are there. The credits are there. They took her name and the word illustration out. See, that's where you're full of shit.
And then what happened is Jose clicked on the picture and all that information that you're saying they took out was there.
Shit.
Hey, Jose, am I full of shit? The information Dan said that NASA took out is all the information that
credits are on page 1.
Is the information available?
Dan.
So the rest of the credits were when you click the picture, then, right?
The main point, Dan, to what you're saying is the only point is did NASA credit somebody?
The main point is the headline doesn't match the image. Can we move on?
Jesus Christ! That's a sad argument. That is a very sad argument.
Other articles do show the real image, though. So I mean, that's where your argument dies. I posted like 2 of them. I posted 2 of them in Daily Boom.
Sean says it's here. Sean says it's here on the Hubble site. Sean tells me I'm an idiot.
Look at hold on. ESAHubble.org. I posted it in Daily Boom.
Time out. What are you saying right now? Because right now, Jose is clicking through images, and every image has a credit and a fucking description of it. What are you talking about? What am I lying about?
I'm asking for the headline images of Betelgeuse from Hubble to be on the Hubble site.
Right here.
ESAHubble.org.
No,
I posted it in Daily Boom.
No, sir. In the article we're talking about, in what Sean just said, Sean said I could just go to the menu and see it. That's what Sean said.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so here we are. Somebody do it.
Watch this.
I've been doing it.
They did it 3 times.
No, you said to go to ESA.
Hubble site, but
Jesus fuck. Okay, look.
No, because
hang on.
from ESA Hubble.
Jose, go to menu.
Menu right here.
Go to search. Type in Betelgeuse.
No, you don't need to. Now go down to where it says Resource Gallery.
Resource Gallery. Yeah.
Oh my God! Images.
Images of Betelgeuse. Wait, images of Betelgeuse?
Well, let me click on images. Let me click on images. Yes, an image of Betelgeuse. Yes, right there. Right here. Let me click on it.
No. Those are drawings. Again.
Okay, well, let's see if they're images. Yes, illustration, and the illustration, the credits are for these people right here.
Talking about that. You know we're not talking about illustration.
It seems to be fully credited and not hidden in any way.
It's not here. It's not here. Just like Sean.
It's not here. Yeah, just keep claiming it's not here, Dan.
I was crazy because I can't go see.
You are something else, Dan. You're something.
Well, no. What's in the headline is not here, right?
Agreed? Okay, let me give a shout out to. I got the first super chat today, guys. Important. Dan.
Okay, I see what Jose. I see what the problem is.
1 second.
I see what the problem is.
But give me a second, Dan, I got a very important super chat. This is the first super chat today. I gotta appreciate the Patreons of the channel. Without them, I wouldn't have the show going. They helped me to pay the internet and the electrical bill. So thank you. Big shout out to Leo. First money today with the $5. As a web designer, I know if you were to put all the images on one page, not one person on earth will wait for the website to load. Shout out to Lel. That makes all kinds of sense, man. If you put it 4,000 images gallery in the main page of the website, dude, nobody's gonna watch that. Now, if you categorize it and get sublinks to the main page, that's the beautiful way to do it, man. That's the right way. Go ahead, Sean. Sorry about that, man.
Did you search through this gallery? Because in the gallery, there's 4,422 images that you could go through and see, and each one of them has, if they're an artist rendition, it says it's credited. If it's a raw data image, it says. Like, I'm confused by what you're even saying.
Because you're confused. I'm looking for the headline now. I just put it in chat. It says 3 words. Maybe you can comprehend this. Hubble sees Betelgeuse. Hubble.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what the headline means. And let me help you out. Let me help you out. That headline means Dan, don't have to repeat yourself.
What?
That headline means Hubble takes images and data, and with that data, this is what we're trying to perceive in this article.
Right. So because the visuals were so bad, they hired an artist. I get it.
Oh,
I get it. Do you understand that I get it? Thank you, Jose. He gets it. Jose even gets it.
You're confused.
Incredible.
So I see it as fact. You see it as fact, but you find confusion somewhere. This is crazy. You find confusion.
I find confusion.
This is all fact. This is all fact. The only claim I made was the false headline I made is that
they didn't credit the person in the beginning. That's not a good claim.
Well,
that's not a good
I'm
argument.
showing how bad a bad headline really is.
Who cares?
Well, you show how bad an argument.
Who cares?
Who give Red's ass?
Yeah,
Who the
flat
artist
earthers
is?
do. Flat
You're the
earthers
only one
do.
bothered by it.
You want picture? Go buy comics.
Flat earthers care about the headlines. The earth is gonna end soon. The sun is gonna turn off. The moon is leaving the earth atmosphere. We've been moonless. And then you read that headline, you go freaking out in the streets road.
No.
The world is gonna end or what? Or are you gonna read the article and understand what's going on?
No, he wasn't against the headline. He just against the headline and the picture in some context. Don't look at the pictures. Read the article.
Hubble sees it's because it says Hubble sees Betelgeuse, and he thinks that because the actual image isn't as nice as the illustration. He has a problem with that.
All of the people here that are smart will tell me not to read that kind of media to begin with. Everyone knows that. So you got to make up your mind. This information isn't for me and you. This is public stuff. It's not for me and you.
Yeah, we have a new Black Panther. I read an article. We have a new Black Panther, and this, I don't know who, that weird face, strange looking dude in a Black Panther suit, really cool looking, bright, and like in the jungle, and I see like water, a big wave behind him. I said, dude, this is the new Black Panther, because we got a new Black Panther. When I read the article, that's not it. That's just the guy that wrote the article, and he just created an image to show the article something cool, something colorful, you know. And then when you read the article, you understand that actually the image that is shown is not that which they say. It's just an illustration of something.
Comes out, Dan, and they show you the billboard of it. That's not an actual picture of a scene from a movie, Dan. That's an illustration.
I'm not the one.
And on that billboard, they don't credit. They don't have all the credits on it either.
I'm not confused, man. You're just fucking enjoying.
Oh, you are confused. You see,
I'm enjoying
Then the difference
like when you see
between
the billboard, yeah.
the difference between flat earther and a glober, that glober look at what's important, and flat earther look at the side at what's not important.
You know, please, everyone, let me speak about this, because this is important. He's right. In theory, he's right. But what I see it, and of course I see it from a different perspective, what I see is that there's three kinds of information. There's information, which we know of, and there's misinformation, which may be, misleading, and there's disinformation, what's missing. And I give value to what's missing because I want a complete data set. And to be honest, I feel that you're short-sighted having information and thinking you know all of the information, because there's other types of information. And I just want to finish with thank you for letting me make this point, because he's right. We see other stuff because we're reading between the lines and seeing what's missing. We're not giving you the data that's there. That's why we always fight, flat earthers and globers, because we know what you're taught. We know what we were taught. We know what we see. We know what's available to the public. We're digging deeper than that. And you showed that we have to dig deeper just to get real data. And your smart people, your scientific people will give me real websites, say, don't even read the news. So I'm aware of these levels.
You're just ranting over there, man.
I made a lot of sense.
What you just said not only contradicts yourself, but it contradicts what your argument was as well. All you're saying is that you research like a flat earther, and then you get all triggered when when someone like myself tells you you're doing it.
A wise man will tell you how much he doesn't know. Thank you all for having me today.
Yeah.
I really
Yet you act like you know it all. You've claimed that we don't know what we're talking about, and that we're just shilling for NASA.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're contradicting.
Thanks.
Hey, Dan, you're welcome anytime, but remember, more laid back, relax, and in order to have a little more fun and like actually smart discussion, we must allow to talk and let the other person talk. We really can.
You guys are the one 8-on-1.
What you just did. We need to stop interrupting people when they're in the middle of the statements, even when we disagree, which 100% of the time we will disagree with the opposite view. But if we keep interrupting because we think it's misinterpretation or just know what I say, I mean, we're never going to go somewhere. So we have to allow the person to talk, and then we will have the chance.
Are you
That is easy, bro.
Are you educating me, or making sure you can control me, or just
No,
advising me
no.
or
I'm just saying what
how
should
much
be
money? How
the
much
best.
money do I have to send you to get a fair turn? You know, as you know, we are 8-on-1, right?
You
8-on-1.
can send me
That means
all
I
the
only get
money you want.
one
Yeah.
one thing to say towards
Let's
everyone
start with
else.
$100 today. We'll start with $100 today, and then whenever you coming back, you will have the same opportunity as everybody does. You talk and you
All
let
right.
the others talk.
Okay.
There's no
Okay.
difference.
So you
It doesn't
proved
matter how much money you gave me. We will run the show with like normal people talk and converse without interrupting every other word. Yeah.
Dan,
Okay.
I don't know. Dan,
If you
hold on, Dan. Before
Hang on.
you go,
Remember when you
Dan,
started the stream, Jose, and you
no,
said you told
Jose,
everyone to shut up
I
and
was
let
Yeah.
just me
talking.
and Dan?
I
No,
was in
actually,
the
I
middle
was.
of talking. No,
Yes.
you weren't.
Chike. Yeah, Sean was talking. Sean was talking. For
No,
real.
I was talking way
Alright.
before Sean began talking.
Chike, do as you're told.
John doesn't have anything real to say, he's just attached.
Listen, Dan.
Sean is
If my
aces.
math doesn't
That's bridge.
is not so wrong, then if you answer everyone that question you, then you tell us at least how many people are here, then more than anyone, because you
Well,
get to answer everyone.
we got super chats. We got 2 super chats over here. Big shout out to Stefan Mod with 50 Nokias. Thank you, Stefan Mod. I appreciate it, brother. Dan, which one of the stars in Orion is Betelgeuse? Which one in the Orion? If I find the Orion constellation, are you able to point Betelgeuse?
Are you asking me, or is that the
Yes, I'm
the
asking
super
you. I'm
chat?
asking you.
No, definitely not.
Right, it's a tricky one. Big shout out to Stefan, for that question. And Leel with a big $10 super chat. Thank you, Leel. Appreciate that, brother. The complete data that validates that the planet is not flat, stationary Earth, and indeed is a spherical planet. So there you go. The Leel extrapolates from the data that the planet is not flat or stationary Earth, is indeed spherical. What are your thoughts on that?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. What do you
Are
think
we
about
talking
that?
about Lael's chat? The complete data set validates
the data set,
planet is not flat, stationary, and indeed,
I was just reading it. I was just saying that.
the complete data set. Does anyone know what he's talking about?
Yeah, the complete data set, let's say from all these, all the data sets
Oh, okay.
existing in the universe. That's
the
what point.
entirety of information suggests a
Yes.
spherical planet.
Yes.
I just don't see that. In other words, let's look at 2 things. There's what we see versus what we're sold. I think we're being sold that information on the other side. I think that's the whole point of what I've been saying, is we're being sold information that's different than our ability to research.
Sean J. Hold on. Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up with Sean J here. I mean, we're not done, but I just want to give him the chance. He waited patiently.
But the information that's presented is verifiable by anybody that's willing to go the distance to understand the information. That's the difference of it. And what I was going to say earlier was, don't say it's 8-on-1, because when the stream started, Jose shut every single person up besides me and you, so it could be 1-on-1, and you left.
Yeah, true. Amen.
That's true. I apologize. I was frustrated. I'm frustrated with you because I'd like to talk to you, and instead you do the show, and I'd like to talk. That's real.
I was being very respectful in the beginning.
Real. That's real. I'd like to talk to you, but instead you do a show, and that's the difference.
Unfortunately, Dan, you may be the only person that thinks I'm a different person right now than when streams aren't on, because every single person here I've talked to off a stream, and they all will agree I'm the exact same person.
Sean, can I read you what I sent Jose regarding you so everyone can hear it? Can I just?
Nah, I'm not really interested, because to me, it's kind of like a victim cry, and I'm not interested in it. I don't entertain that with you.
It's an honest request to communicate with you, and I asked for his help. Sorry.
No, okay. Here's the reality of it. Every time I try to explain that your understanding about something isn't correct, you get triggered. If you didn't do that, we could have a good conversation. Because the problem is that you deny the reality of things that I say that you're doing, when everyone here literally can listen to you do these things in person. You just
Sean,
went through a dissertation of stuff,
Sean,
and you contradict yourself as
Sean,
you're going.
to be honest, we have things to talk about that aren't public, and I
Oh,
challenge.
and again,
Challenge you.
Dan,
I
and Dan.
challenge you to have a real conversation with me off air.
Okay, hey Dan, and I'm going to put it out like this: there is nothing that you could say to me, or I could
I'm
say to you that
Sean.
I don't, that
You
I
have been
think,
challenged.
that I
Talk to
believe
me.
is not public
You
worthy.
have
So
been challenged.
anything
You have been
nothing needs to be out of public eye
you
to
have
me.
been challenged. Talk to me. That's it. Talk.
Okay, fine. Let's start over, Dan. I will be as respectful as possible, and you be respectful as possible, and we will both answer questions honestly and listen honestly. How about that? And Jose will moderate. Do you want to do
Yeah.
that?
All I want to say is, I mean, the panel, we got a big panel, but we can be just observers and sit back. You know, we're in the open panel, but we're looking for this entertainment, and we're going to have a one-on-one
Absolutely.
convo. I'm happy with it. I'll be here. If anybody have anything, don't lose your shit. The other participants, let me, if I think, you know, I got to jump in to try to bring it back and down a little bit, just allow me to do it. Everybody else, just lay back and let's just enjoy the show. And to everybody watching, 40 plus people, hit the like, subscribe, and if you want to throw a comment, question, concerns, we will take those. Super chats come first. Boom, or PayPal. Sean G and Dan, have the floor.
I'm just going to explain. I'm
You
going to
can start
explain.
wherever you like on it.
I'm going to explain what happened. Is Sean was at one time a flat earther and worked with some of the people that I had worked with. He questions my participation with a group of people that work in the field that we call the Flat Reality Earth Explorers. What he doesn't understand in the past few years is many of them have fallen off, and my position in that group has changed to being suddenly one of the main people in that group when I was at one time more on the outside because of my disinterest in these observations. Um, Honestly, I didn't care. It wasn't for me. I thought it was flat and that I had nothing to prove, that I felt the burden of proof was on the other side. So Sean is holding me responsible for several things he doesn't understand since, and I'm holding myself responsible for staunchly defending mainstream flat earth, who I felt was doing a truth thing, and I was mistaken. And Sean doesn't know that I know I was mistaken. And he continues to rail me when I'm totally on his side in many ways. Both Sean and Jose were flat earthers and were disappointed by flat earthers. I'm here because I'm disappointed by flat earthers. You don't get that. You don't get that at all. And that's sad because you and I could have real conversations and I don't need to argue with you. One time you were adjacent physically, so we had things in common as Southern Californians. We don't quite have that anymore, so I don't feel the need to want to, engage. You're now just an internet person. And of course, you're comfortable twisting my words, and that's sad because when we go back to Nat Geo and go over what you've said and what you've said about that, it's embarrassing. They definitely had verbiage. I don't want to go on and on about anything.
Yeah, this is like an opening.
Yeah, right. I just want to go back to personal. Is I do wish that
Let's keep it in the opening, and then we'll go to the discussion
I
point.
wish we could break character and not do this here.
That's awesome, mate. You had a few minutes, Shonji, as long as you want. If you want a minute or two or short, however you want, go for it. And then I will really hope that it's going to be more like short points back and forward. We'll try not to go too long-winded because people get impatient. I do, at least. I got a short span, patience. Shonji, go ahead, man. Your opening statement.
This isn't a personal thing, Dan. It's literally a situation where, yeah, back then, yeah, you were pushing flat Earth, and that's where it all started. But you're still doing it. Here's what the issue is, and this is what Jose wants to happen. So this is the problem I have. You present evidence, you present link or videos, or talk about the groups that are doing these tests that you have said many times show there's something lacking in the globe model's measurements and data, the credibility of it. As a matter of fact, I think you said. And what I'm trying to get through to you is that you are hand waving information to let your emotions feel about how something is. I don't really give a crap what happened in the past. I don't care what you think is going on. Again, you're nothing like me and Jose. I think that is very clear, and everyone sees that. The most important part about this is the data that you talk about and the tests you talk about that you are involved in. More specifically, I think the one you said it isn't released yet, but you've talked about the experiment. I like to talk about that in the data that you would have in those experiments to definitely be talking about the globe's credibility as a result of them.
When will you realize I'm not the one that gathers the data? When are you going to stop accusing me of stuff that I don't do?
Okay, then I'll ask you this real quick, and you can give me the answer for it. You said you did a test, and you can confirm or tell me I'm wrong.
I'd like
You
to
guys
tell
did
you
a
all
test.
of them. I'd like to tell you all of them so you can stop confusing everything.
I know, so that's why I'm going to be very clear on this one, so we can make sure we're on the same page.
Thanks, Sean.
You were talking about a test you guys did, where at a certain distance, I believe you said 10 miles, you had someone with a light on a truck moving across a road.
Thank you.
And on
It's what I call the horizontal test at Bonneville Salt Flats.
okay, and 10 miles away were the observers looking for the truck with the light.
Observing
Correct?
the truck with a light.
Yes. Yeah, okay. And so when you bring that up into a conversation, the most important part to anyone listening is the data that you're presenting.
Sean,
Okay, hang on.
Why did I bring it up? I brought it up to show you my own experiment that you didn't believe I participated in nor created, because I told you I thought of it at the Salton Sea, and I told you all about this in response to your accusation. In response to your, now it wasn't my presentation. It wasn't ready for presentation. It was to show you that you don't understand what I've done since 3 years ago.
Okay, so
you accused me of never.
I don't think that's what I think.
You accused me of never having any interest or anything to do but hot dogs. That's what you said. I'm hot dog boy, right?
That's
I'm
the problem,
hot dog
Dan.
boy, right?
Yeah,
So when
Dan,
I
that's a problem.
created the horizontal thing and I showed it to you, now you want the data. It's not released, Sean. I'm just showing you for you. I'm showing you.
Dan, you're losing your grip, man, because you're interrupting Sean in every statement.
But I'm
now.
making a clear point.
But I want it. But that's exactly what I say. Exactly what I say. Then that you have to allow him to say his point. And
he did.
No, he didn't, because I didn't hear the end of it because you interrupted him. I don't want to hear it from your mouth, which you know you're right. I want to hear it from his mouth, even if it might be wrong. I want to hear it from his mouth, and then you will be able to address what he says. Sean G, let's try one more time then. Please just hold your horses and be patient. Sean G, go ahead.
Yeah. So, and the reason I brought that test up was because it wasn't that you brought it up to me. It was that you brought it up to a group of people, and your reasoning for why the globe was inconsistent in its model. You did present that as your evidence for there being a problem with globe measurements and globe observations that would perceive it to be a globe. That's why I started asking you about the information. I get that the film isn't out. I get that you're not the data guy, but if you're involved in these tests,
Sean. Dan, you got to mute. You got to feedback while Sean is speaking, and then there you go. Thank you. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I would think that at the very least, you would be able to say what the results were. If you're going to be presenting that as why you think the globe has inconsistencies, because again, that film that you're talking about, for everyone, it's Flat Smack Films. Check it out when it comes out, so you don't have to do it, Dan. You were presenting that as why you believe there are inconsistencies with the globe model. So ultimately we can take this from it being a personal thing, because again, honestly, I don't want to sound mean, but I don't care. This isn't a personal between me and you. I've said this in other servers, and Jose, just so everyone is clear, I'm at the stage in my life now where I'm pretty irritated with flat Earth and the people that present crap. So yeah, I am very standoffish. Dan, I will probably end up everywhere you are about this. So now that we've ended the personal part of it, what inconsistencies with the globe model do you have that can be presented?
Again, I have all the same problems you do, and because we kept playing with lasers in a forward motion, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, you can understand why I thought it was exciting to do something horizontally, because we keep doing straight and we keep increasing distance. Who gives a shit? I want to see it. So the horizontal test totally makes sense, regardless of results or anything. It's quite fascinating test. You can understand why I needed it, because seeing the laser go from me to you wasn't enough. I wanted to see the y-axis. I had the x-axis. I wanted to see the y. So this was my way of bringing up the y, and physically we can see it. And the results were simple. I've told you, you can continue to say there's no results because you want it on paper. But here's the, what do they call it? Where you blow the end, where you blow the ending, the deal breaker? What do you call it? Where you, what do you call that? Where you accidentally tell the end?
Spoiler?
Yeah, here's the spoiler. Is we could see it to begin with, and with the time lapse, it didn't show any consistent rise or fall of the 30 some feet mathematically that it might have. What it did do, it made for interesting footage for their documentary, because we used a drone, flares, and lights, and it was dramatic looking. Unfortunately, the only results were it appeared flatter than shit, and it appeared. So yeah, I could see something 10 miles away, and it moved left to right, but it didn't seem to have any elevation change. And we were in a relatively flat place. That's the end of the result. There's nothing hidden. There's nothing going on. You can understand why I did it. Now, maybe you can understand why we did it, my participation in it, and the joy of such. Nothing like you're saying, where we're doing the same crap over and over. This is new. Sorry, this is new.
Now that you've given results, this is the part where people would instinctually start going, what were the elevations and the distances that the truck drove, etc., right?
Of course.
Okay, so the people that were observing the truck driving horizontally across, what elevation were they at?
The exact same. Oh no, they were on some sort of berm. They were on some sort of berm. I was never there. I don't know. How can I tell you? I was on the other side. I can show you. I can show you pictures. You can look it up.
Well, okay. So I know you don't know the actual. Okay.
This is about.
No. I see what you're saying.
You do, and you know I'm under a signed non-disclosure agreement, right?
Okay.
So give me that credit. Okay. Will you give me that credit? Will you give me that credit?
Okay.
And you know
but I'm
I
not
don't
asking
have the
you
numbers,
to just.
and you know I don't have the footage.
Hold on, Dan.
You know I don't have the numbers.
Wow.
You know I don't have the footage, right? You just know I was there, and that it was my idea. That's all you know.
Okay.
Now, telling you the results,
I'm just
telling you the results because
Dan, let Sean finish his point.
asking for the height or just a guesstimate of the height of that berm isn't anything to do with disclosing confidential information. That shouldn't be confidential.
It's not, and it's not, and it's measurable, and it's observable.
Okay, so how high do you think the berm may have been? Because I know you actually don't know, because you said you weren't at that berm.
Well, the one that I'm on, in other words, let's assume they're on a road, although I think they were on a higher road than myself. I think so, because
was the road you were on elevated off the ground?
Yeah, if you look in the chat, you can see the height. It's about truck height, maybe,
So about 6 feet off, about 6 feet off
the road's about 4 feet off the salt flats.
Okay, and then the people looking at it,
the height of the truck, Yeah. So,
okay.
10, 12 feet maybe.
So 10, 12 feet on one end.
On the top, to the top of the truck.
Okay, and then the berm was maybe and I'm not sticking you to this number. I never will, because you've said you don't know the height of that berm. Can you guesstimate?
Well, I'm
If
saying,
not, if
I'm
you
saying
can't,
from
say
the
no.
water from the water line to the top of those lights, about maybe 12 feet.
What wait, water line?
Well, this is, yeah, the water fills the salt flats in the off season when it's not dry. It's a salt lake. It's a
Okay, so okay, I see what you're saying. When you guys went out there, there was water puddled out.
no, it was pretty dry. It was, I mean, it was
Okay, so then there's no water line.
You know what I
the
mean?
berm?
You know what I mean? If you are you looking at any of these
Oh
pictures,
shit.
you're not.
Okay.
You're not.
Okay. The berm that they were on, they were at the water line of that berm.
No. Let's talk about one side. I'm showing you pictures of
Okay.
one side. Are you able to look at the truck?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now, so if whatever Jose's showing, he's scrolling through them.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
he's scrolling through them.
Okay. So
Okay. Stop there, Jose. Or damn it, hang on. Let me go to Discord because I know there's going to be a lag. Okay, so the one do this.
I can
Okay,
tell
perfect.
you, Sean, I can tell you that I really, 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 really don't appreciate that we couldn't go over this stuff, and you just fucking yelling at me that I've never taken part in anything.
Well, this is
let's talk about the image. Let's talk about the image and keep moving on.
It's just
okay. So
what you do. It's fucking
okay. So I see the image of the truck, and so the lights. I'm pretty sure, and anyone please correct me. That's about 10 feet. I think Dan said about 10, 12 feet. So, okay. And then you're saying that the observers were a certain height above the salt flats as well.
I think they were at the place called Tree of Life in this picture. Tree of Utah. Do you see the one of the pictures I put up that says it's got 3 pictures in it and it's got a large map?
I don't see that one now.
Yeah. Well, they were on a road here called Tree of Life, but they had a problem. They couldn't get to the middle. There was some kind of gate. So the flaw in our test was that they start 13 miles away and we end up 10 miles away. In other words, the road, they weren't centered and the roads weren't parallel. So it's not an exact 10 mile from left to right. It's 10 to 13 or 13 to 10.
The road is cockeyed to the observers.
And they couldn't get all the way out. So they ended up shooting at a weird angle as we went away. They weren't in the middle of the test. They were not in the middle.
Okay, so the goal was 13 miles, but because of the road, it turned out to be 10 miles.
No, the goal was 10 miles. We're talking about left to right, and did it stay parallel left to right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, how much closer do you get because of the road?
Like I said, there was a 3-mile range. As we traveled 10 miles, we went, I think, 3 miles.
So it was 10 to 7 miles?
Nope.
10 to 13 miles.
Correct.
Okay.
Either way, we shouldn't, whatever you're trying to calculate, I'm sure we exceeded. If not, I'd be surprised if we set it up not, in other words, 10 miles, we're roughly looking at an obstruction between 34 feet, something like that. So,
okay, so you guys calculated 34 feet would be obstructed.
No, I didn't calculate anything here. I'm just thinking what I know about 10 miles. This is not a calculation related to here. This is an expectation. This is an expectation.
Well, just remember that in that calculation, and this is why I was asking about the observer and the truck and the lights height, was because those would have to be factored in as well.
Yeah, and it could narrow it a great deal, like you've shown me at Salton Sea, as we're coming close, right?
What is the image with the lasers?
When you really do the math, we're a lot fucking closer to what you're saying than what I'm saying, right?
Dan, quick question about an image. I see some guy in like a hoodie in the back, and I see a little bit of a laser, and it's like a green light at the end or something. Which one is this image?
That's cool. That is what we call Capri Road to Bombay Beach. It's part of a video that I've showed you, or
you put 17.5 miles. Can we verify that?
Yeah, and I can show you the video of that, and that was also live.
Sorry,
on,
Sean, I didn't mean to obfuscate. You guys can continue. I was just curious about this. You guys
it was
go ahead.
also live on Paul on the Plains. The funny thing about it, funny thing about it is the guy holding the laser there is drunk. And it's certainly not tripoded at all. And when you have two people on each side, and I'll show you in the video, you can be pretty sloppy because you make a flash and the other guy goes, whoa, there they are. He makes a flash and suddenly we have something to target. So even though we put it down and pick it back up, we know where to shoot now, and we can target each other on the phone. So it's a lot of fun to see what you might call refraction or what I might call targeting as the beams, opposing beams, not only miss, but hit each other. Like they light up in the middle, hitting each other. So it's cool to see two colored beams. I'll send you the video right now.
All right, it's all good. Let's go back to Sean. Sean and you. Sean, go ahead, man. Sorry, dude.
I just put a picture in the chat. That's the tree of life, the Utah tree you're talking about, right? That elevation to where they are at, so they're probably at the top of that slope. That's probably about 20 feet, right?
But easy, yeah.
It could be. I wasn't there, and I'm sure.
I've been to this place before, so Sean, I'm not asking. I'm saying that's 20 feet above.
I want you to know the problem that's going to come up later for them is they already said it, is we didn't do enough B-roll. We got the experiments and stuff, but we forgot to do the banter amongst ourselves.
How is that called? The tree of what?
Tree of life. It's like halfway
in where, Utah?
No. It's in the salt flats. It's based. It's not. I wouldn't say dead center, right? It's off to the very end. It's the closest to the tourist side of the salt flats, right? You would agree with that, Dan? It's not like in the middle. It's not on the far side of it.
It's on the way to Salt Lake City from Utah, from Nevada, and there's like a big mile, like a 40 or 50 mile long valley they call Bonneville Salt Flats.
It's a good landmark. It's a very good landmark to start from. But I would say, and this is why, and Dan, if the search for the truth is what you're looking for, then I hope that you understand what I'm going to say. The data that's presented for this experiment is the most important part. Because when you say you guys saw the light and you're stating it as we did it on the salt flats, it's as if you're saying we did this at zero from salt flats elevation, and for some reason we're seeing these lights. But you guys are both raised up on elevations.
Sure. We're not denying that. And as a matter of fact, you've all shown me how everything's a fucking lot closer than we thought. In other words, small elevations can do a great distance. Shaiki showed me that a great deal, that an elevation of 1,200 feet alone can show you 49 miles of distance. I was shocked. And so obviously that's why they have crow's nests. That's why they have masts. And that's all about angle and nothing about curvature, because everyone goes, that's proof of curvature. And it's like, no, it's just a different angle. Yeah, angle of attack makes a difference. And having a higher position is valuable. So, yeah, we should start calculating stuff in. But I promise you, because Wendell was there, who goes over all our numbers over and over again in prep, of course, it shouldn't have been visible whatsoever. In other words, the truck never should have been visible.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what you just said, and I'm not going to bash you on it, I'm not going to say you're full of, I hope you're being honest on it, but this will answer that. Does that experiment with the realization that, we should be counting in the observer and the target's elevations as well, is it something that is inconsistent with the globe model?
It's just that once sight was obtained, we could continue with the horizontal test and the time lapse. That's all.
Okay.
We had visual.
But when Yeah, no, I understand that, but with the understanding that we have elevation rise between both observer and target, we count that through the actual curvature and what should be and what was seen. And I want to ask you, was the lights just on the horizon or up high? But I'm not, because I know you were in the you were in the truck with the lights, and you don't know what they saw. So I get that.
And not giving me
I,
shit.
no. Yeah. So, and Dan, because
Really,
we're talking
really,
and we're
really.
talking, we're actually getting into details. I have no reason to be upset. So,
Thank you, Sean.
okay.
Thank you for
Now,
listen to me.
okay,
Thank
now,
you.
no.
for
Let me
talking.
finish.
man.
Thank you for
Yeah,
talking.
let me finish real quick.
Sean.
Let me,
Finish.
okay,
I
yeah,
just
just let me
want
finish, Dan.
someone on this panel ever to say, "Yeah, I hear you. I get it. Thanks."
Okay,
It's
Oh,
like,
thank
say
you.
you're welcome, Sean. Say you're welcome.
Okay,
Tell me,
you're welcome.
without
Thank you,
someone
Dan,
else.
for listening. Dan, yeah, okay, hang on.
I'm
Now,
here. I'm here.
okay, so I get it'll be a while or whenever that film comes out for us to get the actual data. So data isn't, none of this is being pinned on you to be factual, but I think that the fact that we understand that there's both elevation rise between viewer and target, that what the globe model would dictate would be more likely than if it was flat, where you would see all of the truck and the lights from both from the observer's point. Hang on, and I'm understanding that you're not saying that. I'm saying when this does come out, because Dan, I will pay for it, for we can end this part of the conversation and move on. But
I have to
with
pay
those
for it
results,
myself. I have to pay
I understand.
myself. Yeah.
You know, I have no problem with that. But you understand that the two results that will dictate what's happening. If it's flat Earth, I'm sorry, void curvature, that in there, what the others with their camera saw will be the truck and the lights. At best, really small, but you'll see it. With curvature, at best, the lights will be just on the horizon. Would you agree?
Mathematically, they're going to be over the horizon, but let's say, do you
Well,
understand?
wait.
Do you
But
understand?
mathematically,
Hang
but
on. Do
remember,
you understand
we
the
have
test
to.
is horizontal? You're talking about the x, and we're working the y. So yes, we've established the x at some height. It doesn't matter because now we can start the horizontal. It doesn't matter what height we're seeing the truck at. We're doing a horizontal test, not the test you're talking about, because the test you're talking about we've done 3 years ago. See, you don't understand the passage of time, Sean. I've been trying to tell you about that. We're trying to do something new and different. So do you understand the horizontal version of what I'm saying and what I mean by y-axis? And you do want to know what I'm saying, right?
It's the same thing. It's still all
It's
you're
not
doing
the
is
same
viewing the
thing.
same object
It's not the same thing.
on the y as
2009
it moves along the
The
y.
obstruction doesn't exist horizontally.
lasers in two directions.
Okay.
We've got, of course,
Do you understand that the obstruction doesn't
Yeah,
exist
and,
horizontally?
in the
Do
globe
you
model,
understand
it
the
wouldn't.
test? Do you understand the test?
That is,
Yes,
man.
if you're crossing my horizon, it wouldn't. At 10 miles, it wouldn't.
So what we're doing is a left to right looking for elevation because we're arguing over
Oh,
obstruction, right?
yeah. Let me explain it to everyone, Dan, because I do get what you're saying.
Okay.
Dan isn't saying they were looking for obstruction from me to a distance, like what we see with a cargo ship or something in the ocean. Dan is saying what he expects to see is a no truck crossing from your left to right, and as it gets to the middle in the globe model, what you should see is it not be there, in the middle be there, and at the end not be there.
Sort of, except it's visible the whole way. So we were having to do time lapse to try and pick up any rise in the middle.
But what I'm telling you, Dan, is a truck crossing your horizon at 10 miles isn't enough for that to have happened.
There is no horizon, Sean. You're making that up.
Wait, whoa. Dan, there is a horizon. I'm sorry. Anyone can. Flat Earth says there's a horizon. What are you saying?
Well, your horizon that you're choosing has nothing to do with the geography of the Earth nor the calculation of the sphericity. And you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. So you're saying
don't play.
What you're saying is the apparent horizon can't dictate the curvature of the Earth because I don't have a geometric horizon. But the reality of it is if I take a tape measure and measure 100 or 1 mile, I can measure to where my horizon is for the observer. For instance, I'm looking at a horizon. I say, Dan, take this infinite tape measure and go until I say stop. And when I say stop, you go, okay, Sean, I'm at 3.2 miles. I look at that, I go to the globe model, and I look on it and go, where should the horizon be for me with no atmosphere conditions involved? It says 3.5 miles. I now know that my apparent horizon is being affected by the atmosphere. The curvature and the obstruction don't change. It's there.
I'm sure you said something, but you know I'm not listening, right?
Oh, that's so disrespectful,
how
man.
disrespectful can it get? I mean, you just hang on, Dan. Yeah, hang on. You just thanked me for having a respectful conversation, and then you want to be a jackass and say that. That's why I will forever disrespect you and expose you in every place you're at, Dan. And that's why I cannot talk to you like a human, Dan.
I was typing to Jose and thinking about what's on the screen there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's called disrespecting the conversation and me.
Distraction. It's called distraction.
Well, and guess what, Dan? Dan, you've answered your question. Dan, you've answered your question. You answered your question. That's why I will never take you seriously or have any give a fuck about what you're saying.
Response from me, just go ahead and rephrase it. Otherwise, I'm talking to Jose about the video.
I'm done.
Right?
I'm done talking to you. Anyone else want to jump in? Go right ahead.
Yeah, it was Sean and Dan. You know, you lost that one big time.
I got distracted
just for not paying attention. Not paying attention.
Jose,
I'll be the judge now, and I'm gonna say that Dan, if you had any points, you lost me at the end for how disrespectful you were towards having a good conversation. You just stated 2 minutes ago, and then when Sean was just very nicely talking to you and telling you his side of the story, you just weren't even listening. What a disrespectful piece of shit. That's my thoughts. Open panel, everybody. Let's not go crazy. Remember, everybody, talk and let talk. Shout out to everybody watching, hanging out in YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, and give me money. Take the floor, gentlemen and ladies.
Thank you for the opportunity for the one-on-one. Thank you.
Yeah, you damn well know I was distracted by your the video you had up. I was distracted and wanted to talk to you, Jose. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's disrespectful. And you can apologize for doing this. How about this?
You stupid fuck.
Okay.
Stupid
how about
all
exactly.
Of you are insane for not understanding. I got distracted by Jose. Sorry, Jose.
I wasn't doing nothing. I was quiet here, man.
No, you put up the video that you asked about the 17 mile, and I wanted to discuss it while it was up.
But you were talking to Sean in that
I was distracted because you put it up. Sorry.
And then instead of cussing at me and being more disrespectful, how about you just apologize for being an asshole?
I told you I wasn't listening. I didn't make up a story. I was distracted.
How about being more disrespectful? You just apologize for being an asshole.
Jose.
See, you're not even apologetic. Dan, you're a piece of crap. And that's why I will continue to treat you the way I have been for the past 2 weeks.
Lame. You're lame.
Dan,
can we talk about it now?
Dan.
Why?
What distance?
Why?
Dan.
Enough.
Take it off the screen then. Fucking take it down, Jose. You're distracting me with
Chike is talking.
Talk about it.
Chike is talking.
Dan.
Fucking man child.
What the fuck? How far were you from the car or whoever was there that was moving left to right on the horizontal?
I'm sorry, you're talking about the horizontal test. We started.
Yeah.
Started at 10 miles, or 10 miles. It's 10 miles away and 10 miles across.
10 miles away, 10 miles across. And how much elevation change or deep you were expecting to see?
We didn't find any, and I don't.
No, I didn't ask I didn't ask if you find any.
And I don't have the calculations to give you the expectation. But we
went
don't.
over this, and
So you
we just
don't know-
talked about it.
Yeah, exactly. We just talked
So
about it.
you
So
you
then
don't know
answer
the
him.
expectation. You don't know the expectation, but
I
you
do.
didn't find
Wait a
it.
minute. I don't
Maybe
have
the expectation is not to find anything. Could be. What instrument did you
Okay,
use to
can I
verify it?
explain? You missed this, Shaky. You and I have talked about things in the distance with lasers over and over again, but we wanted to see it visually left to right.
100%. How did you
So
verify?
the purpose was to no longer argue about obstruction because that could be atmospheric or calculative.
Then I get
Correct?
it.
Wait,
How-
does it? All right, you get it. So
I get it. What instrument did you
question.
use
He
to
asked the
verify if there
elevation
was
that we
any
just talked
change?
about 10 minutes
I
ago.
thought you, Sean. I thought you talked just now for half an hour. Thank you.
Okay, then when you ask him questions that he has the answer to, expect the answer to it then.
I am. You talking?
please.
Okay, well then, do you want me to tell you it's 12 feet and about 20 feet?
Do you
Because he's
want?
I didn't ask
avoiding
you
saying
anything.
that.
I know why I get tired of listening to you, Sean, because this is why.
So then, what instrument did you use to verify there is no change?
We thought time lapse would be a good way to measure the left to right.
On the camera, you mean on the image?
Yeah, from the observation point of 10 miles, we'd like to see a line left to right and look for deviation in elevation.
Right. But you didn't calculate how much it's supposed to be.
Of course we
Given
did.
your
It's
field
10
of view?
miles. It's 10 miles. It's 66 feet of drop. Halfway through is 33 feet. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, the
Calculate
field
the
of view,
elevation
That's not
that
how
you were
geometry
asking the
works.
observer.
the
What's wrong
field of
with you?
view, the pixel size.
No, what's wrong with you for thinking we can have no expectation? And what's
Because
wrong
you're
with
not
So where's the
calculating your
number?
elevation.
what's wrong
That's
with
the wrong
that?
Where's
expectation.
the fucking number?
Okay, so what do you expect? Because
I don't
Do you
expect
understand that I
because I
approached-
didn't go. I
Do you
didn't go and make this stupid test. You did.
but I did without mathematical expectation.
Right. You don't know. It should
Because
be
it's an
2 pixels.
observation. It's an
Listen.
observation.
Oh,
It's not
absolutely.
not
You have
even
no idea.
experiment.
So you use the
Just an
camera. You have no idea if it needs to be a pixel, 2 pixels, 3 pixels, nothing. All you say is, no, we didn't see anything.
Mhm. Well, what I know is that it should have been some 30 feet in the middle. That's what I know.
I don't care how many
That's
feet.
incorrect.
What you want to see in pixels because that's the instrument you use.
Well, you're smart, but I don't have the answers to that question. So
Good.
you're right.
When
You're
you
right. You're
estimate,
100% correct.
when do you
And
estimate?
having multiple cameras and multiple angles would certainly help. I don't have that available to you now.
Yeah.
And you're going to ask about the release?
Yeah, estimate for the time.
It's part 2 just came out, and she's trying to edit many years of work into something that has
was
some feel episodically. She'd love to put out something every month, but it's just her, and it's not that easy. And she's trying to get the next one out and trying to decipher how to release it without appearing greedy for asking for $1. And that's tough because we don't have the community support. She got on Rockfin, and I guess a lot of people are there. Not too many, but some people are somewhere. When I get chances, once it's out, I can certainly show big clips of it, and I can talk about it more because it's all being argued about and under legal duress. I'm sorry to say, the whole thing is under bullshit legal duress, that project. So
Okay.
2.5 years of my work is being argued about by the directors and producers. So, Sean, it is my work. It was my idea. I've been out many times and I'm part of that team. I just want you
have
to
no
stop.
information for it.
Stop, because that team has changed a great deal. Many of us are gone, and deceit and deceit.
Your test, your experiment, but you don't know the data for it. I got it.
It wasn't created as a data set. It was created as an observation to further investigation, Not to
Are
do
you
the same
taking
old,
okay?
not to
Are
do
you
the
taking
same old,
into account?
same old, not to do
Are
the
you
same
taking?
old,
Yeah.
same old.
Are you taking into account observer height and target height?
Did you take a crap this morning?
Avoid the answer because you don't know.
We always have
Right.
to do that. I always have to take a crap.
Well, you didn't account for it because if you say 10 miles is 66 feet, you're not accounting for observer altitude and object altitude. I've described this
Horizontal.
to you
It
in
is
excruciating.
horizontal.
This to you in I've
Horizontal.
described this to you in
What
excruciating
don't you
detail.
understand
I've
about left and
described this
right?
to you in excruciating detail on
Left
another server
and
that
right.
the
Left and right.
approximation for Jesus Christ, Dan.
It's just acknowledge that you're talking
You're
about
not
X,
going to
and I'm
just stop
talking about
talking
Y.
when somebody else is already talking.
You're talking about X, and I'm talking about Y.
Okay, before you start butting in, maybe I can finish what the fuck I was saying
Good
so I
luck.
can tell you why that line of reasoning is wrong.
Good luck.
Okay, here we go. For 10 miles, 66 feet is the wrong expectation if the observer and the object both have altitude. In addition to that, you even said 33 feet in the middle. The Earth is not a straight line. You don't just cut it in half. It's about a quarter. That means your expectation at the middle should have been around 16 or 17 feet, which is a completely different number, right?
Add the height, and suddenly it's negated entirely, right?
Right.
I hear you, man.
So it should have been visible on a globe. The expectation you had was incorrect.
You do know that I can see you 10 miles away under many conditions, right?
Right.
You
And
know
it
I can see you 10
contradict
miles
the
away
globe.
under many conditions. Do you know that?
Yeah, and it doesn't contradict the globe.
Okay. So you can see the uselessness of that and why I did a horizontal test.
Jesus.
Your test had an expectation that was not reasonable.
It's
You
unreasonable.
literally don't know what you're saying when you say that. That's the
Really?
problem.
Well, I'm talking about the difference between working your horizon. We were working the horizon instead of working the distance. If you don't understand that, you definitely got to take a deep breath and get some oxygen.
No, it's very clear that you don't understand it, Dan. And
You
we're
said
showing that you
66
don't.
feet and 33 feet in the middle, which, by the way, was incorrect. And now you've been corrected on it again. Are you willing to admit that that's not a good expectation?
When you're looking at the crosshair, look at a crosshair in the distance. Look at the horizontal crosshair. Just imagine.
You're not getting it.
No, I am getting it. You're interrupting because I'm explaining it. Because the left to right on that crosshair is your established line. So my 66 feet will exist on that established line. If you were targeting with a gun at the same distance and looked across your crosshairs, there's of course you're going to have a 66 feet at 10 miles, and we got a straight line we're playing with. So what is confusing about the left, right, and 66 feet with
the
30?
gibberish that you're saying is what's confusing.
Okay,
right,
so we know it ain't 66 feet. I'm sorry. The middle of 66 foot drop might be 30 some feet. That's all.
No.
We didn't see. Just
That's
understand.
how geometry works.
Well, it does because you established what? How did you ruin my horizontal again? Say it.
Okay, you're not listening. Let's try this again. 66 feet at 10 miles. Halfway is not 33 feet. I'm going to tell it to you one more time until you get this into your fucking skull. If you're doing the approximation, which is a parabola is not a line. Halfway to 66 is not 33 on a parabola. Motherfucker.
So you're splitting hairs. Will you give me the expectation of 12 to 16 feet? Is that what you were giving me, my expectation of 12 to 16 feet?
The expectation for somebody...
You're giving me that, right?
The expectation for somebody not looking through an atmosphere to an object that's 10 miles away along a perfectly horizontal line, not a chord, would indeed be 66 feet. 5 miles would be 17 feet rounded. That's 67 feet in the distance, whatever. The rounding doesn't matter.
But you're giving me 12.
Your expectation follows certain requirements that you're not following. For instance, you don't have a perfect horizontal reference out there. You don't have zero altitude, and you don't have no atmosphere. All of these things are incorrect with your. All of these things are incorrect with your assumptions.
Mm-hmm. But I'm making observations, not assumptions. You're making assumptions.
How do you come up with an expectation? What I should expect to see for something under these conditions is literally making an expectation, assuming what it is that you're supposed to see. That's literally an assumption.
Whether I used your math, bad math, or no math, my expectation was to visualize 10 miles left and right to see if I saw any deviation in height. Can you agree with my presumption from a mechanical aspect and a logical aspect, not scientific? Because I'm not a scientist. I'm just logical and slightly interested in mechanics. So, and logic, I'm logic. So, you see, I was trying to draw a line left to right, and the time lapse might visualize it. You get that part of it, right?
And you came up with an expectation that didn't either prove or disprove the globe, and I'll explain why.
The problem is, regardless of variation of mathematics, or my non-use of mathematics, it drew a straight line.
All right, let's hear Doofus explain why, and then I want to hear just if anybody, like there's a new person or two in here, so go ahead, Doofus.
All right, say for instance, we assume the Earth is flat. Then they shoot that line some altitude above the surface to another point, some altitude still above that surface. And you think you should see a line parallel to the surface if we assume there's no atmosphere. So we gotta keep adding assumptions. Great. Now let's assume the surface of the Earth is curved, and again, we still have to assume the Earth has no atmosphere for this test. The laser going across that surface is going to follow a chord between those two elevated positions, where the observer is and where the target is. That's not a horizontal reference, except for if the altitudes ended up being the same, dead center between those two observations. And if it's a chord, then the amount of separation that you should see on either end, presuming that the altitudes were the same at either end, would be 17 feet of separation on the ends, not the middle, but the ends. That means that you're expecting to see 17 feet, provided that there's no atmosphere, 17 feet of separation, difference from what you see at the center, and 17 feet at 10 miles, I hope you are aware, is extremely difficult to make out. Do you want to know how hard it is to make that out?
It's about 1 arc minute.
Yeah, I've worked at those distances. You can't see a thing.
Okay, then what are you supposed to see? If the Earth is flat or if the Earth is a globe, you're not expected to see shit.
Well, that's why
one arc minute. What's the
every point you made is totally correct, except if you've seen the experiment or if you've seen the observation, we lit the motherfucker up with lights, flares, LEDs, different types of light to make sure that we had different types of light. Also, I was trying desperately to shine a laser from it. I have no idea if they picked it up because I didn't know where to target my laser at them. So they should be picking up my wandering laser about as well. So I'm not sure what they did, what they got, what's raw, what's in editing. But what I can tell you from verbal, me asking, of course, we drew a line left to right because we were at roughly the same height. We had to have gone, I wasn't there, but we had to have gone out of our way to be at very similar elevations. We would be silly not to drop down to the right elevation. You know what I mean? Think about that.
Guys, let's move around. Let's move around and give the opportunity to.
But it'd be silly to not match elevation, so don't assume we didn't. And of course, the weather we can't control, and we had to go back several times that day because the weather had changed.
Then shout outs time. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube land. We got 40 people watching. Hails to the please boom like if you haven't done so. You can still share the show around. Make sure that you are subscribed and the bell notification icon is on. And you can support the channel via PayPal or Super Chat. Ask your question, comments, concerns, or just to support and help the show out. It's been a fun one. And there's still a bunch of people over here on Discord. We have Blue Marble Science. Blue, what's up? I'm gonna shout out and ask you what's up so we can get a mic check if you want to speak. If not, we'll move on. Blue, how you doing?
No, I'm doing okay, Jose. I'm all happy. I got a new mic boom. Does my mic sound okay?
Solid, 100%. Yeah, booming.
It's loud.
All right. I can turn it down.
Right.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, but it's good. It's solid.
Hey, Jesse, I had a question for you.
Hold on. Shout out to Blue. Thank you. Yeah, we'll get the mic testing moving on. Super chat M2M for 10 pounds. Shout out to M2M. Dan said word for word, and I quote, "I'm sure you say something, but you know I'm not listening, right?" Quote, "It's not consistent with being unintentionally distracted by something else, and sorry for it." Shout out to M2M. I'll pull the comment up. It makes all kinds of sense. Chike, what's up?
I just wanted to ask Jesse, did he or did he not calibrate his theodolite?
If that's your point, we'll wait till we get to Jesse's shout out and he can answer you, and then we'll give you back the floor again. Shout out to Chike, your mic is solid. Komar, shout out to you. Dan the Waterman, yeah, he's in the house. He's been going on for a few hours now. Doofus Manfred is in the house. Doofus, what's up? Make it quick because you were just talking.
Yeah, no, just hanging out. I'll be going to start cleaning up the rest of the house or whatever, but it's still it's interesting to discuss things that supposedly should be expected of a globe, and turns out something else should actually be expected of a globe and not what was tested. That's always fun.
Cool. Farmer's Boy is in the house. Farmers, what's up?
Oh, I'm just sitting back and listening to all the nonsense and the bullshit.
Having fun today, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We need balanced truths. I saw you in the chat box and you told me you can join on Fridays. So it's still time. Join us to close the show in the last hour with a big boom. Gary Benga, what's going on, man? How you doing? Hannah Anderson is in the house. What's up, Hannah? Welcome back again.
Hey, how goes it?
All is good, you know it. Do you enjoy that Sean and Dan?
I've heard it before.
It never ends. It never ends.
No, it never ends. It's like being on a Ferris wheel. It just keeps going around and around and around.
Shout out to Hannah. Jesse, what's going on, man? Good to see you.
Oh, I'm just here before I head off to work.
Chike asked you something. If you remember, you want to answer him now?
Yes, I did calibrate the theodolite. Then I tested it on a double peg test at 111 meters, and it was well within the manufacturer specification.
All right. Shout out to Carnivore. He doesn't have a microphone. He's at work. Good to have you here. Lois, what are your thoughts so far, man? I was going to say final thoughts, where did I come from?
So far, it's been a lot of interpersonal stuff, so it's not my cup of tea. I'm waiting for the topic to shift.
That's a beautiful point, man. I like that. M2M, for how long you been listening? What do you think so far? Shout out to M2M. Sean G, having fun, man. It's good to have you, man, and hear you again in the argument. M2M. All right. Sean Smith. Shout out to Sean Smith, always supporting the channel. What do you think, Sean, so far? You want to have some thoughts now?
Doing a great job.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, good to hear you. It was robotic, but it's good to hear your voice in between the robot, man. All right, guys. Remember, everybody, like, share, subscribe, give me money, and let's keep it going. We're going to the last act of the show. Boom. You got your scripts out. Chris Berry is in the house. Chris Berry, page 4, paragraph 2. That's the for the third act on the show. Script is open. Here we go.
Jose, you want to do that 17-mile another day?
Yeah, we'll do it another day.
Thanks.
Sorry about
Berry.
that. I had trouble with my mic just a minute ago. I couldn't reply to you. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Hey, sounds good. I just
not
want
much
to
to
check
say
the mic.
anyway.
Yeah. You want to get a mic check, Chris, just to fix the labels. That's why I'm giving people a check.
Mic check.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Pretty even with everybody. Well, let's switch it up a little bit. Chris Berry, thoughts in anything is those observations or anything else? What do you want to bring? Let's bring a new voice to the chat, to the voice.
I don't know. I was just listening. I guess I joined late. I couldn't really tell what was being presented other than just the tail end of it. I guess there's a new observation.
An old observation from then, older.
Oh, it's old.
I mean, yeah, a few years old.
Chris, I sent you DM when you were at Bev. Didn't you see it?
Well, no, because I was talking and I got 3 or 4 DMs and I just didn't see any of them.
Well, it would help you a lot.
What's your name?
Chike.
I don't see a DM from you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, I don't have a DM from you.
He did have he did have a different Chris Berry. He then came back with another one, so he DM'd the wrong one.
I had a different one.
Yeah, didn't you say you were kind of before? You had to make a new one.
That was a YouTube thing.
No. Sorry, it wasn't DM. I tagged you here in the text. Hold on, find it.
Text, you got hit. Chris Berry's phone number. You got him on speed dial, Chike. Chris, you guys didn't tell me that you were so close.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I think Chike has you on speed dial on the phone. What the hell, man?
What were you saying, Chike?
Hold on. I tagged you here in text. No, I didn't send you a DM. I tagged you in text.
Oh, that's a tricky one to find. If you want to copy and paste it, or find it again, man.
Yeah, I'll find it.
How about science, Chris Berry? Can we do a pretty close, a good guess and a good theory on what we know so far, and we get pretty close to the final conclusion, and that's accepted science as for today? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, if that's how you want to look at it, sure. And that's why science is refutable and isn't perfect. And so things do change. Theory, quote unquote, scientific theories that Globers treat as immutable and perfect change all the time. You can just Google old scientific theories that were wrong or whatever, and you'll come up across hundreds of things. So to say that we know things is just wrong, or to say that Earth is round because we know it's round because we've done all these tests and scientists say so is just wrong. It's an unscientific statement.
Yeah, but I have heard only fundamentalist scientists, really, sellouts that say that science is 100% concrete and solid and nobody gonna change their minds about it. But just normal science, everybody knows that science evolves and changes. Now, when you say about the shape of the Earth, you gotta choose specifics on what scientists say something like that. It's kind of there's no detail in there in the shape of the Earth. Shape of the Earth is a sphere and is what it is, unless you think it's flat and you can share details about it. But only fundamentalist scientists, I heard, I don't know what the name of that guy, very zealot, religious type of guy, scientist about evolution. He say evolution is 100% and nobody's going to change it. I find that wrong. I find that just not right. Science is not 100%. Science can be adjusted, can be evolved, and can be better. So that whoever that scientist very famous that everybody goes to, that he's the big guy on evolution, I say he's wrong. For the statement, he say it's 100% fact and nobody's gonna change my mind, or you shouldn't change my mind, or you're wrong. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about, but that's my thought. What do you think, Chris?
I agree with that. And to say that something like evolution is 100% fact is laughable. There are scientists today that don't even believe in that theory, or they have other theories around that, maybe that concept, but they don't believe in Darwinism or whatever. So to say anything's 100% is just wrong. Including, oh, Earth's round and it spins. Well, are you sure about that? Because if you're into this stuff, if you're a person of science or whatever, if you claim that, then you can't say that. You cannot say with 100% certainty Earth is round and it spins, because there's a lot of contradicting evidence. You might not believe that evidence, but there's a lot out there. There's Aries failure. There's all these light tests and stuff that just didn't work and didn't show spin and motion. There's things that today they have never done. Why hasn't anyone used the spin of the Earth as an infinite energy source? Because you can't do it, because it's not spinning. But we're told it's spinning. I saw an article, I'll have to Google it, that said Russia or someone tried to build a device or something to collect energy from the motion of the Earth, and they just haven't been able to do it because they can't do it. And of course, they gave all these excuses. It's like NASA. It's like always an excuse about why we can't do something, can't go back to the moon, can't go to Mars, whatever. So it's just ludicrous.
Yeah, let me jump into the kind of the main question or point. And you mentioned a few things, but there is a big difference between the theory of evolution versus the Earth, the shape of the Earth being a planet and rotating. It's a big difference, because the evolution thing is something that might have happened during the millions or billions of years. So they say that's nowhere for me or for anybody to witness, experience, and test that. The shape of the Earth and rotating is a totally different thing, where everybody in the daily basis can test that. Go ahead.
I've said my piece.
Hold on, I gotta mute.
Why haven't we used the Earth rotation as an infinite energy source?
How? Suggest a way to use it.
I don't know. I'm not smart enough. There's people out there who are smart enough to do it.
Because it doesn't matter how smart you are, there is no way we can use it. We need something like.
There's no way to use it and
no, there is
rotating.
Well, you can hang a magnet. You can hang a magnet from the moon, let's say, a big magnet, and make a big coil around the Earth, and you'll get the energy you wanted.
No,
What
just you're going way out to the moon and stuff. Why can't we use this?
Because you need to anchor it to something.
You're just not listening.
I do. I asked you how. You didn't know how. I tell you a way you can do it. You tell me I need, because you need to anchor something in space. How are you going to do it?
Okay, I'll tell you how. A much simpler way. The same supposed method that gets physical gyros to spin on the Earth, or to move, to go off axis. That's a source.
And what creates that? What creates the spin of the gyro to begin with?
Yeah.
No, not the spin of the gyro, pushing the gyro off axis. Suppose or the pendulum, the thing that's moving the pendulum.
Okay. So you'll put 20 watts to spin the gyro, and you'll get 1 watt from its spin. 1 watt. I am generous, because it spins at most once per day. What the hell are you talking about, Chris?
Yeah. You're neglecting the energy put in to make the gyroscope spin in the first place, which is more energy than you'll get out of its precession.
Right. That's my point.
In addition, conservation of momentum is a thing. If we had something on Earth that was initially affixed to the Earth, then no matter what we do to it, it's going to have the same momentum, same angular momentum all the way around. What are you going to do? You can't extract energy from no change.
The only thing I can think of was something that's rotating automatically. To harness the energy, you need something like a gyro, right? So you need to connect the Earth to something, and then to something else, and a motor to actually convert that energy into whatever energy you wanted to use it for. So how that could actually be done with something that is so large as the planet Earth, I don't know. It's much what he's saying is much like saying, can I get us the sample of the sun? give us a slice of bucket of sun. It's along those kind of similar lines. It's just at the moment isn't a possible thing to do.
So
it's not just because you can't do something doesn't mean something doesn't exist.
Right. The laws of physics that we know of don't allow us to take energy away from something's movement without it being relative to something else. And in the act of doing that, like was mentioned with the magnet on the moon, would unfortunately, if we draw enough energy out of it, cause the motion between the two to slow down relative to each other, which may cause the moon to crash into the Earth. So bye-bye.
So basically what you need is do you not need materials and stuff really that's large enough to harness that energy, right? Which we just cannot do.
Well, the act of taking the energy out is going to change the system. So irrevocably, the Earth's rotation would be different.
Right.
Right, and the moon probably will slow down or speed up. Anyway, it will get farther away.
It's all very convenient.
Yeah, the laws of physics are convenient, Chris. You should probably learn them.
So does the gyro break the laws of physics if it moves underneath the Earth?
No, it does not break the laws of physics. You're putting energy into the gyroscope to cause it to spin in the first place, and it responds in kind to a torque, and that torque is not present when the gyroscope is not spinning. So you need to put energy in to get energy out. And in this case, you put in way more energy than you get out.
And so far, we have much better efficient way to get energy. So why would we bother?
I think people have bothered, and that didn't work. So
I don't think so. I think you click some clickbait and decided.
Who did try that then?
I'll have to find it.
Okay. And then
did you see the image I tagged you in?
Boom! I'm back. Is there anything that I need to present? I went a few minutes.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to ban farmers. He was really being nasty.
Farmers, were you being nasty? I see he's definitely muted. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, he's not
did
wrong.
you see the image?
No.
I just tagged you in an image. Come on.
I don't see an image.
He can't operate Discord. He doesn't know how it works.
In Daily Boom Uncensored?
Yeah, and you're tagged.
Yeah,
It'll be yellow.
Press it again.
There's like 75 posts.
But that's from Beb. Are we going to talk about that? Is that what we were?
I'm asking. No, I'm showing Chris because he was in debate with Bev.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got it up. I put the image.
He couldn't get Bev to say he's a flat earther.
Yeah, baby.
I wasn't trying to. That wasn't my goal. I know he's not. He'll say he's not.
Well, he'll say, but I give you the evidence. He's a flat earther.
That was from 3 years ago.
That's the weapon. That's an atom bomb against Bev that claimed before Earth is flat and gave good argument for it from his point of view.
It's from 3 years ago. Now that he's changed in 3 years, he might have, but he still denied that he ever was.
He did
ever
that.
was flat. Yeah, that's the
Chika's right. I mean, he says in it, and he says, I quote, just in case the audience can't see it. Okay, here goes. There is no bulge. Sea level is one level as verified by Google Earth. Therefore, at least 70% of the plane you live on is verifiably flat and level. Conclusion, you live on a flat Earth. I rest my case.
So he changed his mind, I guess.
Why don't he deny it today? He said, I've never been a flat earther. I think that's the key. I mean, I'm not asking you to tell me. It's just we've been trying to figure that out ourselves. That's the key. Why to deny that we were something?
Yeah, why doesn't he say, I changed my mind. That's okay. People change their mind all the time. He insists he never said he's a flat earther, and I'll show you an evidence he did.
That's why he comes. Yeah, he comes as as a liar. To a lot of people when he says things like.
Well, we all know why he does it. We're like with any flat earthers that claim they're not a flat earther, because it's to shift the burden of proof. They can just sit there and they can just say it's not that, it's not this, it's not the other, and can't present any alternative to any of the answers. That's
Well,
the
that
reason
they don't like the label, but I mean they earn all the stigma that's associated with it every
But there's
day.
a newer one, right, Chike? There you go, from 2021. From 2021. There's a comment here. I never say the Earth is flat. I only ever claim that level is a straight line or horizontal plane. Deal with it. That's back to back. So in 2019, so many comments, dozens of them. He's saying Earth is flat, Earth is flat. And then in 2021, he came in and say, I never say the Earth is flat. I mean, it's like right on your face. You cannot deny that, man. That's
I'll post that on his.
Now he's not only
hold on, Chike. Chris, what was you saying?
I'll post that on his Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't.
I'll probably get banned, but.
I mean,
Hey,
but it's true. You gotta address that. I think it's only fair for his audience.
The truth is,
I want to be his audience. A lot of people want to be audience of him, but if he show a little bit of like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I either made a mistake or I used to believe that. Not anymore. It's bullshit. Yeah, that's cool. All right, but he say he never say something that he actually say is, it's a tricky one.
What
from the same account even.
Now he's not only a flat earther, he's a lying flat earther.
What word? Oh my god! I posted.
Hey, but to break that up, man,
Hold on,
I wanted to back Chris.
Chris Berry. The word earther. The word earther is a bad word there, Chris.
Yeah, it removed my message and said that's a bad word.
Earther, yeah, it happened to me.
Well, don't say earther, just post the image.
I quote, you live on a flat earth. The earth must be flat then. And he
No,
believes
in the other post, he says, Earth is flat. His words.
Yeah. And you live on a flat earth.
What was Brian trying to say?
Brian, what's up, man? Sorry
I was
about
trying
that.
to say, first off, what's going on, guys? But I wanted to back you up. I seen a thing on Action Lab where with the gyroscope, where for over a decade, the Soviet Union tried to work on it because on paper they can get energy, extra energy from the Earth's turn by capitalizing on the precession. So in other words, the amount they put in with the right bearings is almost a wash for a big flywheel, but the Earth's precession and the movement of the Earth, the precession, we should be able to harness the energy from the gyroscopes, but they failed. They never were able to succeed. And I was thinking, after about 3 or 4 years of all that unlimited money and all these big ass gyros, and you can't get any energy off the precession. I mean, did it ever once stop to think maybe it's not moving? They just kept trying for fucking year after year after year and finally gave up.
You see it moving.
Brian, I know you came in late, but part of the conversation was why it will never work. About the laws of physics involved.
Because the Earth's not turning. On paper, it works.
No, that's not what happened in this channel. The discussion included the reasons, the laws of physics that are being ignored here.
No, physics say on paper that it works.
Does it? What papers are these then?
Whatever papers he's talking about. He says,
What paper?
I'll post a video.
Who?
This is one of y'all's main guys, man. If you want to doubt him, I only know as far as he dug into it, but he said on paper, the physics say it works. So
Who said
I'm gonna
that?
post a video. What's his name?
Suspicion marks
Guy with
are-
over 1 million. Action Lab.
I don't care how many subscribers or views he has. I want to know what papers he's referring to because I don't see how.
Well, think about it.
I have
Without
thought about
looking
it.
at, I mean, hold on. If you got a big enough gyro, okay, then you should be able to harness the precession due to Earth current.
So
if
you
it's
put,
literally
you got-
proceeding,
okay, you got this big ass gyro, right? And you've got this gyro on the Earth. How are you going to make that gyro spin if you're on the thing that's spinning? How do you do that? Please explain.
you can harness the energy. You
What
don't
energy
lose much
from
energy in
where?
a big.
What
in a
energy
big
are you
flat-
referring to?
The energy put in to make the flywheel spin to begin with. You're not going to
What's
get
making-
hardly any
what's
heat.
making the
You're not going to get
flywheel
hardly any
weird?
noise. In other words, the point is, if you want to hear me, is if you account for that energy, okay, you should be able to get that energy and more back out. In other words, if you put in the energy to spin the flywheel, you should be able to get the calculated amount. In other words, you're going to lose a little bit of sound and heat and friction, But beyond that, you should capture some of the energy from the Earth's rotation.
You
And
can.
I mean,
How is the flywheel
you
spin to
can.
begin with? What's making this flywheel you're referring to spin?
Energy.
Energy from
Right?
where?
Did you hear me?
Energy from where?
Wait,
What
steel man
energy?
my point. But let me make sure you understand what I said. So
No,
in
no,
case I
I'm
have to
obviously
rephrase.
not, because I don't understand what this flywheel is, or how it's spinning, or where the energy is
Well,
coming
if
from.
you don't understand, I can rephrase it.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah, probably better to
There's
rephrase. Yeah.
several ways we can make it spin, but on paper, okay, just on paper, that there's a calculated amount we can get out of it. We'll lose a little due to friction, due to a little bit of heat, not much, but and a little bit due to noise if it's making any noise. Okay. Other than that, we can reclaim that energy. It's all theoretical. It's all on paper, right? Would you agree with that?
No, you don't get the energy from the flywheel, because otherwise why do you bother to spin it up and get the energy from it and spin it back down and lose energy in the way, when you could make the energy by just making the energy without the flywheel?
We start getting into the atmosphere.
The thing is, you want to do with this, spin the flywheel and use the precession. Now the precession is very different. Even if the gyroscope is spinning, you can still rotate it with your finger. That's that much torque it can put out, and that take from the precession. So
Guys, the Starlink
how
launch is
much
happening.
you
I'm
expect to
presenting that.
get? How much you expect to get from that?
I'm presenting the
What-
Starlink launch because it's happening right now. I'm just saying.
Live.
Where is it? Where are they launching from, Jose?
Ben.
I have no idea. I know it's going on live right
Yeah, unfortunately, we missed that part. It's already in space.
now. Yeah, it's already up. It's about
So
to come down.
This is what I'm trying to get at, Brian. Is what's making this flywheel spin to begin with? What you need energy to make it spin to begin with, right? So what's making that spin? So you've got to hang on. You've got to have some kind of energy to make it spin to begin with. So you can sit there and make it spin all
that's
day.
what I
but
started with, bro.
Hold on. You can sit there and make it spin all day with your fingers if you like, but you're still using energy to create energy.
That's why I started with. You got to put energy in it. You're not disagreeing with me.
Yeah,
you're not
but
disagreeing. You're not disagreeing with me at all.
you end up putting more energy in than you're actually getting out. How is that efficient?
No. There's a calculated amount you'll get out of it.
About to land now.
Right?
About to
There's
land.
Yes, I'm sure. And with that, the amount of energy you're going to get out is not going to be more than what you're actually putting in.
I didn't say it was. I'm not saying that it's going to be.
Well, then what's the point in doing it?
Is that on paper, okay, you can harness the precession, the energy from the Earth's turn. If it's due to the Earth's turn, then they should be able to harness that aspect of it.
I'm a gyro.
It works on paper. Okay, here's what he says. And
You're not
it works
thinking
on
about
paper.
it, though, Brian. That's the thing.
Yes, you're not disagreeing with me, bro. I don't know what you're even saying that you think is
I am
contradictory.
disagreeing
You put
with
energy in. You put energy in, okay, and you can draw it out, okay, or you can calculate it.
But Brian, that's the point.
Now, there's
you're not
supposed to be additional
understanding. Oh my
energy. What are you saying that contrasts what my point? What are you saying that contradicts what I'm saying?
Listen carefully to what I'm saying is, right? With what you're talking about, you're going to be putting in more energy than you are going to get out of it. Right?
No shit.
Right, exactly. So what's the point then?
But you'll know how much, though, right? You will know how much, right? You can calculate how much you'll get out, right? Can't you?
Calculate it.
It's almost like putting money into a business and not making any profit.
Anyway, I don't know why. Anyway, if you want to claim this guy is wrong, tell me why he's wrong, because I'm not doubting that you're going to lose energy in certain ways, but you could also calculate that energy, and then you could calculate the added energy due to the Earth's turn, due to the precession.
All right, well,
okay,
let
on
me be very
paper it
specific
worked,
on that
but
topic.
in reality it did not.
Okay, let me be very specific on that topic then. So say you have this gyroscope, this very large gyroscope. It hasn't been spun up yet. And if you're going to spin it up, you're probably going to spin it up from some sort of motor, probably mounted to something, okay? And if you have to affix this gyroscope while you're spinning it up, the
Friction.
energy that you're putting into the flywheel is also, because the gyroscope is being affixed in order to be driven by this motor, is putting energy into the Earth's rotation. Then you're trying to collect that energy and the flywheel stopping back out again. You will lose more
So you're
energy.
agreeing with me.
You will lose
Where's
some
the
energy.
where's the contradiction then? But on paper, okay.
No, not even on paper.
On paper, okay. Well, then he's lying.
He might have just forgotten the fact that when you're spinning up,
you just explained the big mystery.
He might have just forgotten the fact that when you're spinning up the gyroscope, you're also putting energy into the rotation of the Earth, and that you're trying to collect back out again.
So I guess Sylvia, you're smarter than they are. Yeah, and you figured out the big mystery of why we can't harness energy from the Earth's rotation, because there, maybe there is no rotation. If they ever think of that, instead of trying, you're just you're an expert on the shit, smarter than the fucking scientists in Russia.
Well, first, we haven't even established that the scientists in Russia have published this thing that you say they published, but we'll get to that, I'm sure. Right, Brian?
This is not my video or topic. This is what I got from mainstream science.
We know, but you brought it up.
This is
definitely I brought it up because to me it was humorous.
You somehow don't like us challenging it, even though you haven't been able to present it.
They tried for over a decade, right? And because this was what he said, the Action Lab. He said he's a pretty smart guy. Maybe he is wrong, but he said that they over a decade they tried to harness the energy from Earth's rotation with big gyroscopes, and they had teams of scientists over not Russia but the Soviet Union for over a decade. They tried and tried and tried because on paper it works, but in reality you can't get any energy out of the Earth's rotation, out of precession. And I thought, you think after a few years they'd have gave up and realized the Earth's not fucking moving.
That's not. The laws of physics available say that it shouldn't be possible to extract more energy out of the thing. So if it's possible,
more energy.
They didn't get any. If it's possible they didn't get any additional energy out, it might just be because the laws of physics were true, and that we didn't get anything because even though it's rotating, the laws of physics are still fucking true.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, the laws of physics are true, and according to him.
Hold on,
according to him, the laws of physics had a prediction, and it didn't meet that. Sorry, go ahead.
Let me throw this is a fun shout out by RT96. He's been a member for 7+ months. Thank you, RT. And he's got the free super chat with the membership. Look at this beautiful example on screen of this rocket using energy from Earth's rotation to help it take its payload to space. Shout out to RT. I've been sharing the screen with it just happened live a few minutes ago, the latest launch of Starlink satellites. Shout out to everybody watching it. I got it on full screen with Brian conversation in the background. It's beautiful. How ironic.
So yeah, you could actually harness some of the rotation of the Earth, a very, very tiny amount of it to.
No, it did not. None. It didn't work. Didn't work. Y'all ain't hearing me. They tried. It didn't work.
Was it
did not
because
meet
they
did not meet the what do you call it? The predictions, the theoretical predictions on paper, the calculation didn't happen.
There you go. Didn't work.
They had to put more energy in, actually got at it.
Oh yeah. How about that?
Yeah, but the whole point is, okay, if they could still get the same amount out with the spinning flywheel, that would still be extra. Whatever the precession gave them would be more than they got from just the energy they put in. So it'd be extra energy if they could harness it. But it turns out you can't harness it. And why is what the argument's about? Y'all are arguing that the fucking shit even happened.
So I had made a comment earlier, not sure if anyone heard, but it's almost like if I had a business and I had to spend, I don't know, $1,000 to make this business work, but I only got $50 profit out of it.
I'd say it's more like you were told that there's a branch of customers like in the Southwest or something that steadily produces so much revenue, and then you buy the business and you find out that nobody in the Southwest buys anything because the product doesn't even exist there. I'd say that'd be more.
So are you saying that the reason why this experiment didn't work and they couldn't produce more energy than they put in is proof that the Earth doesn't spin? Is that what you're saying?
I'd say no. I said that maybe just possibly they could have considered for a minute that their math and calculations and everything is all correct, and that maybe the Earth ain't spinning. You know, ain't that a possibility of why it didn't work?
Are you saying you're smarter than these scientists in Russia? See, two can
I'm
play
saying
that
they
game.
should have considered that. I'm saying after a decade,
play
maybe
that
they
game.
would give up and just at least take that into consideration, right? Is that fair?
But you see that
I don't think they would believe the Earth is not spinning.
But you see the
I don't think that's
gyroscope
possible.
Obviously, which is why they didn't give up. But they never were able to get it to work. I'm thinking,
why
you know,
argue
is it
about
fair for them to at
because
least consider the fact
Well,
that maybe the reason it ain't
maybe
working?
More energy.
Maybe they wanted to do was just measure how much energy they had rather than actually seeing if they could get more energy out of it. Maybe did you consider that? Maybe
Shout
they're
out
just
to
measuring
Charlie.
it.
Shout out to Charlie Welch with a $2 super chat from the ISS God or guy or whatever. Shout out to Charlie Welch for the ISS.
Oh yeah, from the ISS is a God guy.
Yeah, God guy.
Anyway, so why would y'all say?
Ryan, where were you
Why would y'all say we
going-
couldn't draw? Here's my guess. Everybody can get a guess, but what the question is why were they not able to draw any energy off the precession of the gyroscope due to Earth's rotation? My guess would
now
be
they didn't draw
because the Earth's not rotating. What's your guess?
Now they didn't draw anything.
Because they had to put. They
Yeah,
had
that's
to put more energy in. Go ahead. Sorry.
that's a very important distinction. If they claimed to have never gotten any energy from the Earth's rotation, that would be entirely different from saying they got less energy back than they put into the system. Brian, it would be very crucial then at this point, if you're unsure of what their position actually is, if you could post something that at least tells us where this information came from.
Yeah, I'll post it. I know you'll look at it, so I'll post it. And
I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, we'll look.
It was just a couple weeks ago that I seen it. It ain't a real old one.
We'll look at it.
Where you that one?
Shout out to a bunch of people in Discord. 20 plus, 24 people. Hell yeah. Panel.
Well, you advertised well, man. You went in all the rooms. You said, "Come on over." So we're here.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I throw a link like, hey, live now. If people pop in, if they just don't want to come in, look what you see. If it entertains what you hear, jump into the Discord and be a part of it. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, no, appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
I can't help wondering if since the bedrock of flat Earth is the conspiracy, I can't help wondering why they would publicize the failure.
Oh yeah.
If it hinges on the rotation of the Earth, I hardly think they would publicize it.
Right, and they would be curious if the group of people that flat earthers distrust, suddenly they had to trust this one thing. Curious.
Well, yeah, exactly. Trusting Russian
Lots
scientists
of,
suddenly.
There's lots of links. When I Google energy reverse rotation, there's lots of links you can look.
You're robot in there, man.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everybody's part of the lie. They're all, but a lot of people are perpetuating the lie. Yeah, no, I mean, the people who started the lie are dead and gone.
Look at that! Look at that landing. Not bang in the middle.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but okay.
Oh, the Earth is live. Still no good, man. Still robot. Who was that? Who commented? No thanks. What's up, man?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Where
I
you
was saying
come
to
from?
point out.
Where do you come from? From a server around?
I saw you in all of them. I was trying to get away from you, and I saw you in all of them. So now I'm here,
Nice.
advertising everywhere.
That's
but
it.
yeah, you're not going to be able to exactly link back with the success because I just saw it everywhere. But no, it's cool that you did. Yeah. But yeah, I was just saying, to say that everybody's in on this lie, they're just not doubting that they're just not doubting it. They're working off this something that they believe is absolute truth and aren't even thinking outside of the box. Yeah, for sure.
Boom. Big shout out to Truth Nurse with a 4.99 euro super chat. Truth Nerd says, Brian, years ago, you showed, quote, free electricity from 2 lead ground electrodes. Have you gone off the grid? Hold on. Oh. Have you gone off the grid yet? Your savings must be amazing.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be nice? No, there is a little bit of I mean, I studied into it, and that's how they ran the old telegraph. Instead of running electricity along the old telegraph, they put these things called some kind of coil, like there's a name of it. Oh man, I'm brain farting, but there's some type of coil where they put them at every box and buried them, and they got enough electricity. You know, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough to power the telegraph wires. You know, it's all they needed. A Humboldt coil or some shit, I think it's what it's called. But you know, it's just like copper coils arranged in a specific way. But yeah, you can harness current from the earth. It's not much. You know, it's not enough to get rich. Obviously, it's already been patented. It's but it's pretty neat the way it works. You know, you can power LEDs, little lights, shit like that with put some rods in the ground, line them up in certain ways. You get a little bit more. It's just not a lot, but it's constant current.
I think you're describing an earth battery. It's pretty easy to find how to make them.
Right? Yeah. That's some people call them earth batteries. You're right.
I mean, it's not a lot when you stick a little copper rod, but if you stick in a series, it is a lot. You know. We could all with. I mean, somebody else has done the math, but we could all with a quarter acre, which is the average, you know, home size, taking up all of our land pretty much, but make a series of earth batteries that would charge everybody's home individually by itself. Yeah, air conditioner and all.
Why haven't anyone actually done this?
Because we just want to kick a soccer ball on the yard instead of walking on earth battery wires.
Field that you're talking about, would there have to be maintenance or replacing of any of the parts of it?
No, it's not a reduction reaction. It's not. It's so it's really. I mean, I don't know if there's no maintenance at all, but it ain't like reduction. But
that's the problem.
Yeah, they did harness it, man. They did it for, like I said, for telegraphs over fucking miles and miles of them telegraph lines. They have utilized it before.
I think that's where the confusion is. That's not free energy. When you're talking about free energy, you're talking about.
I didn't say it was free energy.
System. Well, that's what the topic was about, right? And that's you were talking about the little battery thing and how it can be free. If you understood that, then when you post stuff about free energy, you would understand that that's not even a correct phrase of what is even being discussed in those videos.
What's your definition of free energy?
In the discussion and how you're posting it, it'd be a system.
I mean, your standard. Let's say your standard of free energy. How would you define it?
A system that produces more energy than it consumes. A system that would run forever. System that would be there would be no maintenance to it. It wouldn't have to replace things. There would be no cost to it. I mean, all of the things I just said are a scope of what free energy would encompass.
Well, it meets your first
criteria. The other guy said, how long have you been off the grid living for free? Meaning the grid of the system that charges us for power.
But even
it meets your first criteria, though, because you're not really putting energy in.
Your generator won't last forever, and your panels would have to be replaced. Your wires would have to be replaced. That's not free energy. You have to still pay
a lot of money. A lot of money to build that shit and maintain it.
It's still not free energy.
If you want to get right down technical, man, you need it needs to be moist. So you need to get rain every now and then. It wouldn't work as good in a desert. But you'd still, even in a desert, you'd get a little bit just from the humidity, the little bit of humidity. So if by your first standard, it meets that. In other words, you don't have to put any energy into it. So it does get more than. But I mean, it depends on how technical you want to get. Like you're putting in energy, making the coil and digging the holes and all that shit.
But even then, in the scale of the actual process of it, what you're using, whatever it would take to get that energy, it would have to be able to put out more than it's getting, and that's not possible.
You're not putting in any energy though. You're not putting in any energy once you built it and all that. You know.
You are. No matter what you do, you're having to put energy into something. It doesn't just remember, energy doesn't just come out of nowhere. Whether it's solar, whether it's hydraulic, whether it's anything, you're literally off a generator. There are parts to it. Therefore, it is not free energy.
That's what I'm trying to tell people, man.
You're referencing like a perpetual machine of energy rather than somebody else who was asking when can we stop paying PSE&G.
Yeah, but I cleared it up that I put the scale from the free energy where I don't want to pay the man to free energy where why is the world not being powered this way? Because then you would be talking about something like that. And again,
that's what I'm trying to tell everybody, man.
Even down to the scale of a cabin with solar power or a cabin that's run using the creek next to it, or the wind that comes through it. It's not free energy.
Right. So by that standard, yeah, that's what I try and tell everybody. They say that gravity fucking is a force and moves things, and I tell them no, nothing moves without putting energy into it. Period. And I'll have people literally argue against that and like try and come up with a trick, like a dirty, rotten trick, and say, well, what if I dig a hole underneath something, or if it's on a cliff and I move the shit underneath it? Yeah, you're putting energy. Nothing moves without energy. It moves off equilibrium, and it's gonna work its way back to equilibrium, and it moves something in the first place. The only thing something can move like that is if it's in a rest, if something's stopping it from getting equilibrium, and equilibrium would be like the point where the water meets the land, like sea level, basically.
Now we've segued into gravity.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
Yeah, it's
but he just said the way he just described it. He's saying you can't get any energy, and I'm agreeing with him. You can't move nothing without energy.
Yeah, but do you understand when you post things about free energy that it is a misconception? It's a what do you call it? A catfishing you in the headlines. You understand that, right?
Yeah. I'm not talking about free energy, man. Nothing's free.
But you posted something about free energy. That's why I came.
There's no forces. There's no continuous forces we can harness. Okay, the only force is things going back to equilibrium.
Those are two different topics that we're talking about.
It applies though. It applies to everything. If there was a constant force that was constant, we could harness it and get power from it. But there's not a constant force.
Is a constant force.
If it were, we could harness it, but it's not.
We stay on the ground. We stay on the ground. We roller coasters use it. People use it when they jump off things. Skydivers love gravity.
No, nothing moves, buddy. Nothing moves without energy. And I
want to hear this point. Termin, you say something about magnetic or electricity or something.
Hydroelectricity. Dams.
Okay.
Hydroelectric.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Gravity battery in a specific form.
Nothing moves without energy input.
Do you want me to post the Wikipedia article to gravity battery again?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've already looked it up. I've looked it all up. And I don't know why you would argue that you could move something without energy. That's funny. This ain't a riddle. It's fucking reality. The only thing you could say is like a apple falls to the ground. But look, the apple started as a seed, started as dust, and it'll return to dust. The energy from the sun and all the minerals in the ground and the water and all the time energy it took to grow up in the air out of equilibrium will give it weight because it's wanting to go back to where it started. Okay,
that's
my
a principle
goodness.
and an idea, but that is not what gravity is. There is no equilibrium that's forcing something to go back to a position it was originally. That doesn't exist.
Tell me a way to move something without energy, then.
Gravity.
Without it being a dirty, rotten fucking trick.
Brian.
The context that you're saying, gravity, I guess, would be that energy that made the apple fall, or better yet, the rotting of the root or whatever you would call it, that little piece that keeps it on the branch. That would be.
Stem,
But I mean,
yeah.
I don't understand what you're saying when it. Again, you did
No,
say
you defined it just as good as I ever have before talking about the batteries. You're not getting any nothing without energy input. That's just the way the world works.
But that's why I was asking. Who says that? Like, someone said, when you use solar power, you get more energy. You don't. It starts from zero, and you get more energy out of it. Like, I don't understand who's saying that.
It's just,
like,
yeah, I don't know either. It's the same thing as the gravity battery. Like, if you don't lift the shit up or put energy to get it up, then you're not gonna get any movement for it going back to equilibrium. You could do the same thing underwater. You could, but you're gonna have to put energy in it. You could dump something floatable underwater or put it underwater and then inflate it, and you could get energy from it trying to equalize on its way back up. It's the same difference.
So do you
But you're
believe
not gonna
that
get it out of equilibrium without putting energy into it in the first place.
Do you believe a gravity battery wouldn't work below sea level?
If you dug a hole.
No. If you went to like a desert that was below sea level, would a battery work?
Sure. Yeah. Whatever energy made that hole, then that's what I meant by dirty rotten trick. Like, if you're gonna if eventually the water's gonna work its way in and our erode and shit's gonna change around, but the point is, yeah, you can dig a hole the wind, the energy from the wind can make ravines and dunes and shit.
But the way you described it with the equilibrium and all that, if you took a gravity battery below sea level and it wasn't made below sea level, the battery shouldn't work under the way you're describing it.
Just by moving the gravity battery to begin with, you're putting energy into it. I mean, you understand that, right?
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, walk outside, nothing's moving, dude.
But you're contributing that energy to a lateral movement, not a moving around movement.
I want to say
energy, period.
I want to say a big shout out. I got my first PayPal donation today, and it's for a big $10. $10 by Numballs. Numballs just helped the show with $10, and Numballs says, "Thanks for all the derp. Could Brian please explain why mechanical gyros in airplanes have a set of pendulous vanes fitted? Thanks in advice for not answering the question, Brian. May the derp be with you." Shout out to Numballs. What do you know about the pendulous vanes, man? Fitted.
I've heard that, due to especially landing and taking off and other motions, it can throw off the gyro and shit, and sudden movements, and the pendulous vanes keep them more consistent. I know that they worked for the most part with other methods besides the pendulous vanes, and just without pendulous vanes. If you take one on an aircraft and it won't show earth curve, it won't process forward or backwards, and it doesn't even claim it does. So
right,
to me, that's a good proof. That's a good proof it's not curving around a bend. It's traveling over a flat plane. Gyroscope itself.
Ryan, they're built. All right, Brian, they're built not to. If they have those pendulous vanes in there, there's no way for it to be powered on and just processing due to Earth rotation, because the pendulous vanes will stop it from doing that.
Yeah, but they don't do that anyway. They don't claim to do that. They don't move on the z-axis.
On the z-axis, which way is the z-axis then?
Like front and back, like they don't detect. I mean, no, they do. Like if you turn one forward, it will actually maintain, but not on an airplane. If you just have a gyroscope in your hand and you go to turn it forward, like it's curving downward, like move it around a ball or a drop or something, it will maintain its rigidity. But in an airplane, even without only without pendulous vanes, it will, it won't. It doesn't detect it. You ain't never seen the video? The videos of people taking them things on airplanes, like Bob Nodell did it, and from all the way to Hawaii with a mechanical gyro. And it should have been about, I think, 40 degrees or something. and zero.
40 degrees from where?
I mean, like 30 or 40 degrees, America.
Okay, so you're saying he had an attitude indicator that did not have pendulous vanes?
No, he had a gyroscope, a mechanical gyroscope, no pendulous vane. He was a passenger. He wasn't a pilot. I'm talking about he brought a mechanical gyro on his trip to Hawaii.
Okay,
Long
what was
time ago.
driving the mechanical gyro?
Wait, hold on, dude. Dude, do you think that these gyroscopes, mechanical gyroscopes, will curve with the Earth?
Yeah. They will process when you're sitting in one spot, and you've seen videos of doing that. Them doing that.
No, you're talking about the Earth's rotation. I'm talking about Earth curvature.
Yeah.
I'm talking about traveling straight forward with the artificial horizon.
The same.
Would it curve? Does it curve?
Why are the veins
They're
fitted?
part and parcel the same effect, because if you're moving along the surface of the Earth, you're also changing your orientation.
But they are fitted, Brian. Do you want to address why are the pendulous veins fitted?
Yeah, I heard two reasons. I heard to keep it, keep the thing powered, to keep it spinning, and to I'm not sure about that, but that's what I heard. And also making any movements, and it takes time for it to process back. And after so many amounts of movements, you start getting inaccuracies in the amount that when it goes back to adjust, it can be off a little bit. What the pendulous vanes do is make sure that doesn't happen. In other words, when you make a movement, it makes sure they maintain back to the starting point, which is level. So if you're flying level, the wind's constantly horizontal to the airplane and the gyroscope, right?
I think the Earth curve question is one best suited for Wolfie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing, because if you're flying along, what is that? 1 degree every 8 minutes or something is your typical aircraft velocity. So you're going to experience the same kind of effect as if the thing is stationary affixed to the Earth, only it's faster even when it's affixed to the Earth. So adding those two together makes for a very interesting conversation.
Theoretically,
you could just simplify
in reality,
and
no,
say
it
it
doesn't happen.
right. A lot simpler just to say that.
We're getting close
Right,
to
so
the end
back
of
to
this one.
Bob Nodell.
Go
what?
ahead, go ahead. Yeah, another 10, 15 minutes. We're getting close to this one. I'm not going to let it 4 hours like yesterday. But go for
4
it. Yeah,
hours.
10, 15 minutes, and then we'll do a wrap up final time.
All right. Well, back to Bob Nodell's thing. What was his mechanical gyroscope powered by? What was the motor in that?
Electric motor.
Right. I mean, okay. Do you at least have like an image of the thing so I can maybe get some idea how this thing was actually constructed?
Man, this is old, but he ain't the only one to do it. I mean, you telling me this is new to you?
No. See, we have the pendulous vanes there for a reason, and of course,
Yeah,
we
I'm
also
not
have
talking
videos
about-
of
I'm not
gyroscopes
talking
that are
about the
affixed to a
mounting.
single location on Earth. Okay, you were talking. We also have
No,
videos
no,
of.
I'm not talking about pendulous vanes. I'm not talking about the gyroscopes mounted in the airplanes.
Wow.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Okay, but we also have videos of mechanical gyroscopes affixed to the Earth doing that precession, and I guarantee Bob Nodell, when he fired that thing up affixed to the Earth, didn't get that precession, and then he also didn't get that precession while on that flight. That's a problem.
Okay, so on the equator, you're telling me that you'd still get the precession, because in your world there is no precession on the equator, and the other precession you can calculate due to the sign of your latitude as you work your way toward the North Pole. And like pendulum and gyroscope precession, and that's supposed to be due to the Earth's spin, but I'm not talking about the Earth's spin, guys.
All right, let's hear from Blue.
That's incorrect. There's not.
Let's
What?
give Blue the opportunity for a minute. We're about to get out of here, so he haven't spoken to.
No, with an attitude indicator, you would definitely get the precession at the equator, Brian. Definitely.
I'm not talking about precession, Blue. Not talking about
Well,
that.
you said
You said there was no precession at the
I'm
equator.
talking about the curve of the Earth, not the turn of the Earth.
It doesn't matter, Brian. You said there was no precession at the equator. That's what you said.
Well, I stand corrected. Okay. I
Right.
stand corrected. I'm talking about the forward, backward, like the curving straight around. Like any direction you go on a ball, you'd be curving down and around. You know, if
No.
the gyroscope maintained its rigidity, it would have to show
if it
that.
didn't have those pendulous
It doesn't.
veins.
If I could have a second.
Yes, Blue, go ahead.
Pendulous veins correct for a multitude of problems that you'll have with an aircraft. Number one, if you put
Yeah, I agree.
in a standard rate sustained turn, okay, you are redirecting the gravity vector because a coordinated flight has the G forces straight down into the seat. Now the gyroscope is confused. It's going to orient itself. If you stay in that turn long enough, those veins will orient that attitude indicator cocked over to one side, depending on which way you're turning. When you go back to level flight, where you're not inducing that false gravity vector, that modified vector, then the pendulous veins will bring it back to regular vertical. Okay. But the same thing will happen as the aircraft travels over the surface of the Earth. Just due to the fact that you're changing the attitude of the plane, you're impressing a torque on that axis, and that damn thing is gonna tilt toward you.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me get clarity here. So if I have a gyroscope, okay, and let's just throw out the videos I've seen, and the fact that they don't even really claim that it does this, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so if I'm looking at a gyro and the wheel is spinning sideways to me, okay, in other words, I say if the flywheel was a quarter, I'm looking directly at the president's head. I'm looking at his face straight on. In other words, it's sideways to me, perpendicular. So it's spinning. It's spinning whatever way, left to right or right to left. I'm looking at the face of it, and I started spinning it up after takeoff. So we're at cruising altitude. Let's say we're going 1,000 miles per hour, just for discussion's sake. Okay, we're at cruising altitude, flying level. Okay, I spin it up, and I travel a quarter of the way around the globe, and just in what, about 6 hours? So it's gonna you telling me it's gonna spin backwards 90 degrees?
Yeah.
What about the Earth's spin? What will that do to it in them 6 hours?
Oh, you mean the Earth spin?
Well, he's
the precession. The precession.
Right, you have to consider both at the same time, then you have to actually add in both. So if you're going quarter way around the Earth in the same velocity as the tangential velocity, you won't see any precession. But if you go in the opposite direction, you'll see twice the precession. And also the gyroscope is not affixed. The gyroscope's not affixed in the way that you had it oriented. The gyroscope in an attitude indicator is the spinning disc itself is the horizontal part of the gyroscope. It's the disc itself lies like a quarter on a table.
Does anybody have any flights coming up anytime soon? Because you can do this, and it's been a couple flat earthers have done it, and it doesn't do that. It doesn't show. And what you call it keeps talking about pendulous veins. Look, I'm not talking about with pendulous veins because that maintains the vector. I mean that's always going to be perpendicular to the vector that you're flying over. So that's going to be a wash. Yeah, but I agree with Blue. It corrects for multiple different things.
Let's try Earth is live to see if we can hear you.
What do you want me to do?
What?
You want to say something?
Well, you were hot micing or something. We thought you were trying to talk.
Yeah.
No, I have a light coming up. What do you want me to do?
Dude, that's really bad. He's robot.
Yeah, you're roboting, bro. You're roboting.
He said he's got a flight coming up. What you want him to do?
Oh yeah, good. Okay. Get up like a pendulum that can be powered with a little motor, just a little battery motor, and set it up on your flight when you get to altitude, and just record it periodically. And you'll see, unless other people are lying, then you'll see that it doesn't move due to Earth's curvature.
Well, first of all,
they don't even claim it does, dude. To be honest, they don't even claim that it's supposed to. But I don't see why it wouldn't.
movement of the plane. The bouncing around, you know, it's gonna be affected by that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have some motion. That's what I'm saying. Wait till you get up to altitude to start it, so you can establish. Get some of. You can't do that pretty much. Yeah, you can't just be selective if you're flying the plane. You gotta, start it from the ground. But I'm talking about if you have the liberty to start it once it's stabilized and traveling smooth, you will have little bits of motion. But if you're traveling a fairly distant flight, it should become pretty apparent. But the fact of the matter is if like I said, if them guys were honest and didn't pull any trickery, there was no curving with the earth. There was no,
Okay, Brian, hold on. Let's talk about this pendulum on the airplane. How long should I make the string?
No, gyroscope, bro. You ever heard of a battery power? Well, maybe you have. But now I'm talking about a battery powered gyroscope, like one of them with the small motors. They ain't that much, b-ball.
Gyroscope?
Yeah, you get a small one for probably about $150, man. Get a good one, a decent one.
Okay.
And
what am I going to observe with the gyroscope?
spin it up when you get to cruising altitude, and just to mark the approximate miles that you're traveling. And about every 69 miles, it should be 1 degree. So as long as you're going a decent amount, like if at least going at like 1,000 miles or 500 miles, then it should be a noticeable amount. It ain't got to be scientifically accurate. I'm just saying it should be pretty apparent that it's turning with as you travel around the Earth.
Okay, I want you to hit me up and let me know which type of gyroscope I should purchase.
Mid
I want to
gyroscope.
make sure I get one. I want to make sure I get the one that you approve of.
A mid gyroscope.
Yeah,
Dude, I
send him
don't
a
care what one you get.
reasonably priced gyroscope, and he said he'll buy it and do it.
You can use your MEMS device, bro, to show that it's not going to turn with the Earth. You can use the MEMS device in your phone. Just set your MEMS device and then. Yeah, all right.
We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna do some final thoughts. First of all, thank you very much to everybody for watching the show. It was excellent. 50 plus people earlier. It was good. It was very diverse, back and forward. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check on the links in the description box. When the video is up on YouTube and render, leave a comment in the comment section. It's always good. There was a few nice comments yesterday. I appreciate it. Big shout out to Dan versus Sean G. We had a little improv, Dan the Waterman versus Sean G. I was very disappointed with Dan because I got lost close to the end when Dan was very disrespectful. Dan was complimenting Sean G for about time that we have a good conversation, little bit of back and forward without any yelling, interrupting. But when Sean G was making a really good point in the crescendo of the discussion, and then Dan the Waterman said, like, I don't know, man, dude, I wasn't listening to you. I wasn't paying attention. Very disappointed. That just took me off. Everybody pretty much off. He wasn't interested in the discussion, and that was a big boo-boo from my perspective, and I think Sean will agree with that. Earth is Live, final thoughts, and then mute because your feedback in there.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I know. It's weird because here in Fort Hood, I have 5 bars of signal, but I have for some reason terrible signal here. But anyway, I'm gonna go back and listen to the show. A great show. And I'll probably in about October timeframe, I'm gonna be leaving here and I'll be going to Korea for about 9 months. Look forward to that.
Holy.
Yeah.
Dude, good luck with that, man, and stay safe. Always.
Once I get there, I'll try and I don't know, maybe do some live discussions probably because I'll be, I'll have a lot more time on my hands to do some cool stuff. So
that would
we'll
be
see.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be really awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming and hanging out always.
No problem.
All right, let's get Termin. Final thoughts, man.
Yeah.
All right. Big shout out to Blue. Brian Leake, final thoughts.
Yeah, man. I thought, man, you could have picked a lot of things other than him saying it in here, Sean, because he specifically said that he was trying to type you a message, and he asked Sean to repeat that. But yeah, I mean, I could give you a couple other reasons to me where I thought he might have disrespected you more than that, but I don't think he did that intentional. But maybe he did. But I want to say this: the reason we can't just we have to use gravity as a battery. We can store the energy. We can power lifting something up, and then when we need the energy, like use solar panels to pump water uphill, and then when we need the energy, when the sun goes down, we could harness the water on its way back down. We could do the same thing by taking air underwater and getting energy on its way back up when we let it go. So it's not a constant force. It's just going back to equilibrium according to the density of the medium that it's in. And we could even do that by changing the medium that these things are in. So, but you can't do it without adding energy, period. And it's funny listening to people try to argue, man, that they can move shit without energy, but because they can't. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate that. It was a fun one today, man. Let's go with Chaik. Final thoughts.
Blue is back if you want him first.
Wrap it up. Do your final thoughts first, Chaik.
Okay, I think it's too hard on Dan because he simply exhausted his attention span. You can't drag the conversation that long with flat earthers, you should know. So it's not entirely his fault. He stopped listening. It's it's their nature. Good show. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaik. I appreciate that very, very much. We have in the house Blue Marvel Science for final thoughts.
Oh yeah, thanks, Jose. I don't really have anything though. Have a good one.
Thank you very much, Blue. Very, very appreciated. Shout out to Komar. Komar almost never have final thoughts. You got something today? How about Doofus, Manfred? What do you have, my friend?
Well, I just wanted to close out the conversation about gyroscopes on airplanes, especially over long haul flights. There are waypoints that the flights have to hit, and there are jet streams that they have to get to, which are almost certainly not directly on a Great Circle route. So, over the course of such a long haul flight, gyroscopes will register some deflection, even if they wanted to presume that the Earth is flat and doesn't rotate. By the end of the flight, your gyroscope will have processed by quite a bit. So if somebody took it on a flight and by the time they got to where they were going, it didn't process at all, I would be highly suspect. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doofus, Manfred. I appreciate it. Again, shout out to Earth is Live, hanging out. Always stay safe out there. We got in the house, Farmer's Boy still hanging around. Final thoughts.
Yes, I think you ticked all the boxes today and a few others. So thank you very much.
Very, very cool. And I hope you and the rest of the audience are happy, at least with the way the stream went. The stream went smooth today. No big hiccups, no big technical difficulties. And it looks clean. It looks good.
Yeah, your laptop managed it. It didn't overheat. It didn't melt. So shout out to your emergency auxiliary backup laptop.
That's what's up, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. All right. We have Gary Waibenga. Do you have final thoughts for us? Shout out to Tiny Captain. Tiny Captain appreciating. Great show. I hope I have time to join again soon. A bit busy at the moment. Time to listen in. Very cool, very cool. Appreciate it. We have a four final thought. Ha ha ha. Ha.
Ha ha. Another great panel of our all-stars again. Well done.
Indeed, indeed. Yep. All kinds of good derp today. Hell yeah, I'm happy with it. We have in the house Huge Janus. Huge Janus. Final thoughts.
How's it going? Yeah, that was good. I'll be in here for a while to chat if anyone wants to just stick around a little bit while we're off air. Thank you. Good show. Thanks, Jose.
Thank you very much, Huge Janus. Appreciate that. J-Mac, final thoughts.
I'm sorry I got in pretty late. I didn't hear much. I'll go back and listen to it again. But thank you, Jose. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Carnivore is being listening and lurking. Carnivore. His final thoughts.
Brian,
Carnivore
Brian has
final-
quite convinced me. Brian quite convinced me the Earth is indeed flat.
No need. Carnivore say, get back to work. Those bills aren't going to pay themselves. Shout out to Carnivore. Boom. That's a good one. I appreciate that. Louis, final thoughts.
Yeah. Brian, it's never too late to take class about basic physics. Get back to the pupil seat and get your shit together, please.
Boom. Thank you very much. Carnivore. Is it you, this new nickname that you're using? He who visited me yesterday. Is it? I'm still confused a little bit. I think it might be you. It might be my old neighbor. If that's you, good to see you, and thank you, man. Thank you very much for all your support and for hanging in there and for being real, bro. Keeping it real. We have 4 final thoughts. No thanks. No thanks. Final thoughts.
And not that I think Brian had a lot of good points. I appreciate you putting on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Chonji, hopefully you can sneak out and use the mic for a minute for final thoughts for a few seconds.
Hey, good stream, Jose. Just wanted to make it clear, that I wasn't out to try to convince Dan and his delusions. I was just wanted to make it clear that he does make claims and he doesn't present data behind it, and it's ridiculous to entertain anything beyond that with him. Thanks for the one-on-one. Give him the chance to do the one-on-one with him. I tried being respectful, and you see what happens when I give someone a chance like that.
All right, cool. We have some clicking here. We have some final thoughts from Numballs. Numballs says, derp is still derp no matter how you cook it, as shown by most Bryans. Also, Dan needs to get his act together and grow a thicker skin. Shout out to Numballs. I had to rewind to Carnivore. Make sure you were talking to me. Oh, Carnivore is not my old neighbor. Okay. Shout out to you, man. I'm confused for some reason. Yeah, you're not. There was a guy. Remember, guys? There was a guy that was my neighbor. He was, a little, in the fun side, a flat earther and Christian and all this stuff. And we talked. I recorded him talking to me a little bit over here, having a laugh over there. So he struggled a lot, and he's looking a lot better. He was expecting for something, and that came to fruition. He's doing good. So shout out to you, brother, wherever you are. Good on you, man. He came in yesterday. I was surprised to see him that he was doing great. It made no sense to anybody, but it makes sense to me. What I'm saying. Thank you very much, everybody. Big shout out. Tomorrow is UFC night. So I don't know if I'm gonna do a show. Depends, because Saturday mornings I do stuff around the house and be more busy. So if I do a stream, I gotta be stuck in here for a few hours. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but most probably Sunday, Monday, moving forward, we'll do the live show. If I'm not here tomorrow, still go revisit one of the older shows and leave us a comment there, leave a like. Everybody, remember, if you don't trust the PayPal donation and you say like, damn, but I want to help Jose out, I want to send him $5 or $10. You don't have to be in a live show to send a super chat. There's a super thanks feature when the videos are up, just uploaded. When the videos are ready to watch, there's a feature in the bottom next to the like button that has a little heart and say thanks. That's like a super chat. So there's a super thanks. If you guys want to support the channel with a comment or a sticker or something, just click in there, and it's just exactly like super chat, but not live. And that will be highlighted in the comment section, and I will bring it in the next live show to officially appreciate what you do, man. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm out of here. Jose JG out. Let the derp continues. Join us in Discord server Daily Boom. Be a part of it. It will not be recorded unless somebody do it. It's up to you.